Who's doing my recap?
We just did it. You missed it.
Yeah, you missed the whole thing.
Yeah, so did the mic. So,
Well, you
who's
know
doing the
what I'm saying.
recap?
Fuck them. So, Junior download, uploaded, side-loaded with dev access and an SDK, I guess, his virtual girlfriend into a big fucking Mayan calendar death sphere to bring on the new apocalypse, we assume. All the while...
Just the latest apocalypse.
The latest apocalypse. There was a big fight upstairs. A door was kicked in. Words were said. Things were thrown.
He was drugged.
Yeah, people were drugged. Bad guy got away, but came back, and then was like, "Here, let's talk, man."
I think Gil was almost killed, wasn't he?
Yes. Mm-hmm. Probably would have been if he wasn't put out. You're welcome. I mean, you're kind of in this mess because of me, but you're welcome again.
I had Hearts restrain him, and then Hearts
just ripped some dude's arm off.
I could have taken. I could have taken
some
those
guys.
Yeah,
I totally could have taken those guys if I wasn't trying to get killed to save you.
You know, I'm really sad that you didn't get a hold of that old dude. That'd have been pretty cool.
Yeah, that was some bullshit.
Dude, he
slimy. I think he was
straight
covered.
up just got out of your shit.
I think he was covered in olive oil.
He oiled himself up.
That's right. He's like
a grease pig.
Fuck the powered armor and the guns and shit. Just give me that oil. All over.
New space age lube.
Dan's like, all right, guys, roll your perception. Everyone fails it. He's like, he's totally not glistening.
It doesn't smell like Astroglide in here at all.
That's a weird thing to say, Dan. Why would you say that?
I just started going through my notes, trying to remember what happened, and I came across the line that says, "Meanwhile, Brodor was upstairs pooping."
Brodor pooped a foot. So.
Oh, it was more like a gallon.
Gil has some medicine. Gil has some medicine to let him last a little bit longer.
That's right.
Just a little, though.
Just a little. About a month. The current plan is to zip on down to St. Louis, breeze in, sell an old man and his kid to the fascist state for a cure, and dance on out.
Chameleon suggested that we look up a guy named Rat.
Yeah. Fuck that guy.
He sounds trustworthy.
I know, right? Yeah. Rats are cute.
I bet he has space coins.
Hey,
I got one.
Master Splinter. That's all I gotta say.
That's right.
Oh yeah, I got one too.
Yep, Dr. Bunker. I don't remember his real name. I just called him Dr. Bunker.
The corpse dresser.
Yeah, so he insisted that the third injection has to be tested on somebody who came from outer space. After revealing what Dr. Poe did to Gil and Scott via transcript.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Gil ran in, tried to stop Poe from injecting himself through the thing through the wall, then was set upon by some unruly brutes.
Failed to stop Poe from injecting himself.
Failed to, yeah. See, he couldn't stop Poe from injecting himself, but Poe certainly could inject Gil. Twice. Dick.
Both times to pseudo save your life.
Yeah, that's totally why you did it. That's absolutely.
It was to save life.
In general.
Oh, and his family is in...
now they're chill as fuck.
Mm-hmm. He never had Poe's family. Poe's family the whole time was in...
fucking Jackson.
But in prison.
But in a prison. Now they're, like, supposedly taken care of.
In a gilded prison.
Mm-hmm. And I don't know if that's true, but I want it to be true, so it's true.
Sure. Yeah.
That's pretty much how I live my life. Yeah, the weird thing is that when Marlene and Junior and Emma walk off of the elevator into that cavern, that big mine-like thing, there's that sign that said "Welcome to Revival." What does that mean?
Are you asking us in character?
No. I was asking.
You can shut your whole
I was
mouth.
asking for the sake of the recap.
Okay.
I didn't even remember that sign.
That's what it named the floor. So it went from numbers to saying the floor was simply called Revival.
Oh. See, I thought it was plot cudgel. I thought you were hitting us over the head with something like
No.
this thing was the revival, and that is going to set the world back to right now that Emma is in control of whatever it is that Emma's in control of.
Yeah, I highly doubt that.
I think it's going to summon Galactus.
Yeah.
There you go.
That's exactly what it's going to do. All right, so...
And then Unicron shows up.
Hey, bitch!
Oh, who was going to fight in that, though?
Can I get this in?
Oh,
Thank you.
so you guys are outside of the bunkers at Amboy. You've stepped away from the bunker, and you're currently standing with a couple individuals from the Southern Army. Not too far from you are a couple of individuals from the Corpse Dressers group who don't seem to be all that agitated or bothered by you guys. In fact, like the other individuals you saw from his group, they're strangely placid all the freaking time. Like, you know, there's people sitting there. They don't really fidget, they talk, whatever. They don't do that. They just seem to either act or be at rest. I mean, it's almost robot-like. And then also, Scott is at the moment with Chameleon.
Swap and spit.
I was just taking a little stink finger.
Get a selfie.
Is that what the kids are calling it?
No, he really did get a selfie. All right, so did anyone have anything they wanted to declare immediately? If not, then like I didn't want to plot jump you before you no?
No.
Okay.
That popcorn is the devil.
It's okie dokie.
It's not just okay.
No,
it's okie dokie.
It's banging.
It is.
Yeah, by the way, for your own games, the only snack that's not terribly healthy, you don't get regular popcorn. You get okie dokie.
You know, it's not unhealthy.
No, it's really.
A serving size, 150 calories, 2.5 cups is a serving size. So, like, that and a little bit more is a serving size.
That's not bad.
Yeah.
That's not bad at all. I eat that whole fucking bag.
All right. So as you guys, what is Gil's physical state? I know you are screwed up, but like
Unconscious. I was joking about, I love you guys, but it's a joke. He was, the way I saw it,
that's right.
is he was totally unconscious.
Hearts carried you out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he was also asking for
Your
room
arms all
level.
fucked up. Your
I've got a blunt level 4 chest injury, a real level 8 right arm, the blunt level 4 is improving, and a bruised level 4 left leg.
Yeah, I think your arm is your only really serious injury.
Yeah, because everything else is just beat up.
you like stabbed through him, didn't you?
Mm-hmm.
I have a level 1 right leg and a level 2 right leg still.
Level 5 torso.
All right. You guys can hear a couple of horses not that far off. Right now, from where you're at within the bunkers, you don't have a direct view of the horses, but you can hear horse hooves coming toward your location. Upon hearing them, Julian looks to you, Scott. One second here. Since we're in a little bit of a rush tonight, I did not take my usual time to get my crap organized.
Don't worry, we're just playing with your pussy.
Yeah.
It's rubbing itself on the mic.
We had cheese on the table once, and now there's a cat on the table every game thereafter. But she looks at you and upon hearing the horses, and she's putting the goggles on, and says, "Sounds like they're bringing the general. They're going to judge him.
Oh,
If you want my opinion, I think you should keep him alive, because your real enemies, he knows who they are. In fact, I can probably see to it there's something in there for you if you keep him alive.
Okay.
And she then turns and just kind of starts walking off.
I come back over to the group. I kind of look around. Gil's still out.
Oh yeah.
I made a really powerful fucking sedative. I prepared that shit because I thought he was going to be superhuman, and I needed something to take a superhuman out. So he's probably going to be fucked up for quite a while.
So I find Poe. Then they're bringing the general here for trial.
What? Why here?
I don't know.
What else is significant about this place? I honestly don't understand any of this.
That's creepy as fuck.
Is Junior nearby, or is he like...
Yeah, I suppose.
What's your demeanor? Are you just like normal?
Just kind of sitting there, kind of staring off into nothing.
Processing sort of thing.
Yeah, very likely.
Because you were with us the whole time. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. It was only Junior and Marlene that went down, and I don't think they revealed what happened, or any details at all. Okay. Although did
they
Junior,
came running and they said, "Get out now."
Did Junior say Emma's gone, or I
don't think we.
I don't think so.
And also, both some individuals from the Southern Army, and I think they were being assisted by some of the corpses, were hooking up what appeared to be a self-remolding communications array, or some kind of a receiving or transmission dish, to the guts of a satellite.
I take the tablet that I still got, and I send a message, over to Emma, because I don't know if she's anything about. Hey, they're setting up a giant communications thing here. Is that something you can use?
So do you write this by text?
Yeah.
Okay. The text response comes back, I will no longer need such things.
Okay.
Which general was it they were bringing? The one that, screwed that whole area up?
The one that blew up the town.
Yeah. Okay.
She's a cyst or something. There's like a nodule on her belly.
That's cancer.
Oh, honey.
Yeah, there's a story behind that I'm not going to tell right now. All right. The three horses come riding into view from behind several of the bunkers. And when they get up to you guys, you can see that on all three horses is a soldier from the Southern Army. On one of the horses, sitting behind the guy that was otherwise saddled on the horse, is General Everest. And Gil and Poe, you recognize him.
Gil does not.
Oh,
Gil's
yeah, Gil does not. If Gil was awake, Gil would recognize them. Poe, you recognize him.
It's the guy in the white, isn't
it? He was the guy that helped you get into the Walmart.
Yeah.
Before Chad blew up Molly's ship.
What?
That never happened.
Lies. I mean, come on, we were there.
Dan, read your notes.
Right.
They ride up to McNamara, the colonel from the army, and they get down, and one of them very roughly pulls Everest off. And Everest, by the way, he has been stripped of some of his outer garments. He's not naked or anything, but he's no longer wearing a coat. He has no weapons on him. They've taken his hat from him. His hands are tied behind his back. They have a blindfold on him, and they have a gag in his mouth. And they pull him off the horse very roughly. pulling him down, and before he can quite get his footing, he takes a pretty hard spill into the dirt. And McNamara walks over to him and very roughly grabs him by the shoulder and pulls him to his feet and starts dragging him toward you guys.
That's a man that I bet knows some secrets.
I've seen this guy before.
Gil bleeds.
Where'd you see him at?
What was the name of the town?
Dixon.
Dixon.
The town you guys were in.
Yeah, when Gil and I went to check on the old base, this guy was there. I just thought he was some asshole.
Seems to be the guy responsible for blowing it up to me.
I wonder where that hat went. It's a sweet hat.
One of the soldiers that was on the horses opens one of the horses' saddlebags and takes out a rope, and he is currently fashioning a noose. She drags McNamara over towards you guys and says to one of her other soldiers, "Go get me a chair or something from inside one of the bunkers." And she says, I guess it seems fitting to me that since there aren't many survivors of Dixon left, and you lost many people there, as a gesture of goodwill, figured you ought to be here to be the ones to take your vengeance. Get up there, you son of a bitch. She forces him. They bring out a rusted but still usable chair, stand him up on it. They put the noose around his neck. They throw the rope over an old street light.
I guess trial was a bit of a strong word.
And they are in the process right now of tying it to the base of the streetlight.
What did he have to say about why he did it?
I wasn't there for the questioning. What do you want to know? Why he did it? Huh. Easier to take, less men to lose. Last time he attempted it didn't go so well. There's a reason Dixon was an independent town when you were there.
So you're just going to kill him?
How many thousands did he kill? Commander is responsible both for the orders they give and for the actions of their men. I believe that this man is guilty of both. Didn't you have friends in that town?
Sure. I did. Some good friends.
She steps aside and kind of motions to him. Then say their names, pour out a drink, do whatever it is you need to do.
Colonel, have you ever killed civilians?
Yes.
So how does that make you indifferent?
Because I did it in the enforcement of order and law, not in the execution of war.
What do you think should be done with him, Junior?
I don't know. I just think that if you're just going to kill him, I mean, why all of this? Why didn't you just shoot him?
It was a gesture of good faith. A gift.
Oh. So you're gifting him to us.
His fate. Kick the chair.
Junior, this is all theater. This isn't really for us, it's for them. We don't want to stay here for this. Does anybody really care if they hang this man?
Junior, I'm going to have a cigarette.
Here.
I'm going to light my cigarette. I'm going to walk over to the chair.
Oh yeah, you're going to watch it.
Look up at him. A little smoke in his face.
Marlene, you're the one that lost the most because you're from that town. We were just visitors.
Marlene, sometimes I forget you were from that town. You take your time. Somebody help
I'm checking
drag
that.
Gil into the van.
I take another drag. Double V, what do you think he knows?
I don't know what he knows. And that's why I'm curious.
Colonel, was this man interrogated?
He was on arrest.
Did you get, what was that expression? Actionable intelligence?
All right, Marlene.
We found out that the bomb was fashioned using items that came from supposedly the same station that you're from. That parts of it were assembled at a shack out in the woods, not that far from Chicago. And it was detonated in the middle of the town with a perfect understanding of what it would do.
Parts from where we're from.
That's what he claims. I have some trouble believing it, but that's what he claims. As far as we're concerned, he was an asset. He was a client state of ours. And so therefore, it reflects poorly on us that he executed his war the way he did. Not as a liberator, not as a uniter, not even as a conqueror, but as a butcher.
Marlene, now what I think he knows is where more people from the station are. Either more of the prisoners or the people that left us behind to die.
I'll look up with the general. Is that true?
You guy.
Yeah. Like, oh, can he nod, shake, anything? Eyes, any indication?
No, they've got a blindfold over him. Despite the fact that it's fairly cold out, he's sweating a bit.
I reach up and pull the gag down.
Okay.
Well, I'm going to ask you a question.
I spared you. I spared you. I am the reason that you were alive.
Did you spare Dunk?
I don't know who that is.
Steven?
Look, they
Six? Anybody?
they were going to use that bomb either way.
Who's they?
There were people that came from above. They came from the sky. They had things. They showed us things. They taught us things, and they were building a bomb, and they planned to use it, and they had only one target in mind. They wanted other people. They want other people that they thought were from the same place they were. And they were going to detonate it. And if I'd confiscated it, they'd have built another one. But I spared you. I made sure you were nowhere near there.
Why?
Does it even matter now?
Where are those people?
They're still back at Rock Falls.
I think it matters quite a bit because you're still breathing.
I spared you because I had nothing personal against any of you, because you weren't even really part of the town. I spared you because I figured if people that powerful were afraid of you, if people that were that powerful wanted you dead that badly, then there had to be something special to you, maybe something even useful. I thought that the National Army would value the fact that I kept you alive.
Do you have any other names?
Do I?
Yes.
No.
These guys might not have been a part of that town. I was.
Well, what's done is done.
I suppose it is. I kicked the chair.
He drops, he's hanging.
Okay. I got the
Yeah,
information.
it's not
I
far
wanted.
enough to break his neck, so he's strangled.
Doing the hangman dance.
I'm just gonna,
Yeah,
I'm just gonna stand there and watch.
it takes a few minutes, but he struggles for a bit. Tries to undo the ropes behind his hands. Yeah, he's doing the hangman's dance. He's kicking his legs. You watch his neck and his head start to turn all kinds of shades of purple and red, and eventually it slows down, and then it stops completely. And he's just hanging there silently, sort of just swaying ever so slowly one side to the other off of that post. Completely immobile.
Leave to find Junior and Poe.
I'm just sitting there watching.
Poe's trying to get Gil into the van.
I've been trying to carry his big ass.
With arts.
I go and grab. I go over to join you.
I think he was in myself a hernia.
Dixon was apparently a shot at you guys.
Why?
Said the bomb was made by people from space. And they knew that there were people from the same place as them in that town. And you were the only targets,
We weren't even in the town at the time.
which he takes credit for.
They hang him?
Yep.
He deserved it.
That means, though, we got people out there know who we are, came from where we came from, and tried to kill you guys.
You know, I don't know if I ever asked you, what happened to the rest of the guys that were with you?
St. Louis. At least that's where they were headed when we parted ways.
What's the likelihood of them still being alive?
St. Louis is, I won't call it civilized from what I hear, but
It's probably no
more
Chicago.
technology.
They've got a good restaurant scene.
Yeah, definitely no Chicago. I think there's a good chance they're still alive.
Well, maybe we can still find out some answers there. Because if they knew that we were in Dixon, they're going to know that these guys are in St. Louis.
Yeah.
I pick up the chair off the ground,
Okay.
I sit in it, just finish my cigarette, looking up at his body.
As you're sitting there, you give me a 2d6 plus speed.
Oh. All right, one of my good ones. That is a 8-16. Math is hard. Let's go shopping.
That is a tie. So, okay, between draws, you see something dart over your shoulder toward your cigarette. You try to move your hand, but are not quite fast enough. And so now a hand is holding yours, holding the cigarette. And you see Gil Jr. standing there. And he's looking at the body, and he's like, what the fuck is that about?
She starts to get kind of teary-eyed. And I don't know. I don't really know.
Well, I saw you kicked him, didn't you?
Well, I kicked the chair he was standing on.
So you don't know what that's about?
It's difficult to explain.
Doesn't seem real hard to explain to me. You hung him. Well, somebody else hung him, and I guess you, he takes out a knife, and he starts cutting the rope.
Okay. Why are you cutting him down?
Well, Kyle's got to eat something. He's still warm.
Shit.
I mean, he isn't wrong.
I know. I just forgot about the fucking snake.
Okay. I guess I'm finished then.
As you come walking past, are you headed back to them? Because I've been just sitting there watching the whole time.
Okay. Yeah.
I'll say nod towards the body. I'll say, did that make you feel better?
No, but I knew it wouldn't.
It didn't bring any of them back either.
No. But maybe it'll make a difference in the future. Maybe it won't. I don't know. But I see that kid over there. It just makes me think about what you said when we first brought his grandfather back to him. And he said, this is why we do these things. And I don't know, just gave me a lot to think about.
Sometimes I wonder if it's even worth saving anymore.
Yeah. Yeah. But as my grandpa used to say, any day above ground's a good one.
Yeah. Grandpa was a wise man.
He was full of shit.
Most wise men are.
Peyton/Gil Jr. is now dragging the body past you guys toward the back of the truck where the trailer is hitched.
With your legs, boy. Lift with your legs.
Oh, I ain't lifting. I'm just dragging.
Okay. Well, don't hurt yourself when I just get up and walk away.
What a dickhead. Live with the legs. See ya.
It's called sage advice.
I'll help him drag the body.
Okay, as soon as you get
Not that I'm
as soon as
strong
you
at
get
all.
it to the trailer doors, he lifts the lever to unlatch the trailer and opens its two doors.
Yeah, I don't need to be here for this.
And Cobb raises his head up for a moment inside the trailer, and a kid goes and makes a few clicking noises and points at the body and steps back, and Ka goes down, grabs the body by the head and torso, and lifts its head back a few times, working the body in until it's gone completely, and then goes back to being at rest inside the trailer. And once it's done, he closes the trailer door again.
Hey, Junior,
Yep.
how much of that did you hear? What he said?
I didn't hear any of it. What are you talking about?
Dixon was blown up because someone was trying to kill you guys.
Who the hell knew we were in Dixon?
Apparently more people from the station are in Rock Falls. And they built the bomb, and we're aiming at you guys.
That doesn't make any sense.
He claimed that he made sure that it went off while you guys were out of town. But
What were we doing when the bomb went off?
You were salvaging the train.
Yeah.
And if you remember, that's also where Fat Tony found the wrapper from Pod 2.
Mm-hmm.
And you also saw there's somebody hiding in the train. And
It was the hobo, yeah.
they got chased off, and then that was where Gil shot the horse in the head. And
Right.
Just straight up fucking shot the horse in the head. I'm
It
still
was
mad.
a beautiful animal, and you guys
You
were just going to
splattered on the ground.
die slowly.
You didn't eat it?
No, we ate it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got some. It was good to eat.
so
Somebody from the station blew up all of our friends. And that guy, and I nod towards the snake, took the fall for it.
yeah. I don't know if it was one of the other pods, or if it was the assholes that left us to die. But he said they had supplies, and they built the bomb with things from up there.
Well, we saw where they built the bomb.
Yeah. I'm kind of curious who's there. Got a little time with Gil, but Poe injecting himself with something.
What?
That's right, you don't know. What was going on with Gil?
Yeah.
Poe injected him. My healing? Was
Wait a
because
minute.
Poe injected me.
Gil blamed me for that shit.
Some sort of experimental medication tied to what he was doing back up on the station, apparently. Seems to work wonders for me, but killing Gil, and who knows what it's going to do to Poe. But he injected himself with it. So, I want to go see what's in Rock Falls, but if what Poe injected himself with does to him what it did to Gil, he didn't have that long. Maybe it'll be a super healing thing like what he did to me, but...
Is Gil gonna die? Isn't the whole reason one of the reasons we came here was to find out if Gil was gonna die?
Gil is dying. We have medication for him that will give us, I think, about a month. Hold it off. But it's not a cure.
So what are we gonna do? Just gonna watch him die in a month?
St. Louis is our only...
I nod towards the snake. I mean,
he's unconscious. It'd be no harder than a chair kick.
Damn, Dan.
Hey, I'm just pointing out facts.
The only thing that
Just
can happen
technically
potentially is St. Louis, and that's not a guarantee.
well, do the bastards who blew up Dixon, we can only assume that they know that we're alive. And
I'd be surprised if they didn't.
going there, if we go there, Gil's dead.
So then we go to St. Louis first.
And we could always go back. Hell, we might even find some allies in St. Louis. We know we aren't going to find them in Chicago.
Rest of my pod's in St. Louis.
Can we trust any of them?
I don't have a reason not to, and I don't have a reason to.
They're criminals, salt of the earth.
Okay. Can you trust anyone? You're acting different, man. What happened down there?
Well, I let Emma go.
You mean let her go?
She's where she's supposed to be.
She's not, like, tap on your chest, not in there anymore?
Nope.
Maybe that's why she said she didn't need the satellite or the communication center.
When did she tell you that?
A couple minutes ago, sent her a message on the tablet. Said that she wouldn't need it anymore.
She's not going to need a whole lot of things anymore.
So that's what's going on with you? You missing your AI girlfriend?
No. It's nothing. It's okay. We're good.
Sure, because you're acting strange, and strange gets you dead.
No. I just need to process some stuff. That's it. It'll be alright.
42 games, and finally someone is calling Junior Strange.
Oh, I already did that.
Alright, we should probably get going. There's nothing left for us here.
So, St. Louis then?
St. Louis.
All right. You guys load up into the truck and begin driving toward St. Louis.
Put me in the
It's
front seat. I like it.
Okay, yeah, he's unconscious in the front seat. I buckled it in real nice.
Oh, you're a friend.
that's fine.
I'm taking blood samples from Scott. Scott, could I get a few blood samples?
Yeah. How are you feeling?
I feel like shit. My legs hurt like hell.
No magical healing?
Not that I know of. Hey, don't like.
As my phone rings for Walgreens.
I'm feeling clean, Walgreens.
do you even have any injuries?
Yeah, he got shot
Got a
in the leg
wound
with
in
an
the leg.
arrow.
Okay.
And I've got a bruise on my left leg.
Okay.
When you started feeling better, what was it like?
Fat Tony puts the truck in gear and starts driving out.
Honestly, I didn't notice it at first.
Okay.
It was at the carnival, and I stood up, and I noticed I was standing without the crutch. Wasn't like Gil there, who got super strength.
Yeah, yours seemed a lot faster than his too.
Just didn't hurt as bad.
You were with that girl and all of them.
Yeah.
Did they ever do anything to you before that then?
No.
No? Do I have like the inside? Okay, so the inside of the truck, like, I think we've talked about this, not really like fleshed it out. How big is the inside of this truck? Like, as far as like, I know there's seating for all of us, but
Especially with you guys not carrying cargo, it's really big.
Okay.
I don't know of an easy thing to compare it to, except I would say that especially if you don't have cargo in there, it's about the size of like a decent sized RV in there.
okay. Could we say I
Now
have,
there's more equipment than that, so it's so there's a lot more like seating and things like that. But I was presuming you guys had cleared back some space because you have Molly laying down, so that requires reclining a chair. You've got Gil's bike in the back, so clearly some of this has been reorganized by you guys. Plus now there's also a
fucking snake?
there's a stand up for the to get to the turret. So
Would it be possible to have like a small station, just like some medical equipment?
how complex?
Not super complex, but I feel like it'd have like let's say I took some shit from the lab we just left. Like a microscope and some petri dishes and shit.
From Dr. Martin's lab, you mean the geneticist?
Yeah. Let's say as I was walking out, I was just like taking this.
Well, didn't he come with you guys?
Oh, he's with us. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, so
maybe he has some of his stuff
he
there.
probably would have just brought his stuff.
Okay.
I'm sure there's some of it he would have left simply because some of it's BS, some of it's lockdown, some of it's duplicate, some of it's too difficult to carry, whatever.
But he didn't plan on coming back, so...
But yeah, I'm sure he would have brought what he considered the important stuff with him. So yeah, that's a fair, that's a reasonable thing to request.
Okay. I'm gonna talk to him about like kind of comparing blood samples and trying to maybe work out some kind of do some research before we get to St. Louis instead of having to wait till we get to St. Louis to start something.
Okay, so walk me through kind of the steps you're taking. Like,
So I'm gonna his whatever I injected him with, Scott, it worked, right?
yes.
Trying to maybe separate chemical components and find out what was in that. As far
You've
as
got a control.
I've got a control. Yeah, I can use Junior. And then he's unconscious, so this is easy, and he's already bleeding. So, and I take a sample of his, and I'm trying to like narrow down exactly what's in what. And
We really need to get you to watch the HR consent video.
All right, so
they made that video because of me.
I don't doubt it.
He's asleep. Where's the Sharpie?
all right, are you asking for help from anyone?
The doctor, yeah.
Okay,
So
so
he's a geneticist.
He's a geneticist, so
and he worked on that's what he worked on, was genetic reengineering specifically.
Right. Exactly.
So this is within his wheelhouse. All right. So because of the fact that you are working with him and the two of you together have the full range of knowledge necessary, I will let you make your 3d6 best 2 plus smarts. And you're going to need, the higher you get, the more information you're going to get. Well, if we were playing Yahtzee, that'd be worth something.
yeah.
So 8 plus what's your rent?
So it's 17.
So 17. Okay, so you're within the average success range, high end of it. But
Bullet it.
You certainly could.
you can bullet it and either reroll or add an nth die. So
Oh, yes. Totally worth it.
18? That's difficult.
Yeah. It does cross the threshold.
17 plus a 6 will only get you 23 anyway, so that's actually anything would have gotten you to the next threshold level.
Oh,
So-
that's right. It can just be a 6. Okay, that's right. Oh, well.
So, all right. So, the here's what you. Okay, so let's work these one at a time. In the case of Scots, there is something that you. All right. I'm trying to think.
Are
how.
you trying? Let me ask you this, just for a story standpoint. Are you trying to figure out you first, or Scott first, or Gil first?
No, there's a reason my blood wasn't involved in that.
Okay.
So you have not involved your blood. So
No.
it's just Scott's blood and Gil's blood.
Yeah.
Okay. So Scott's blood and Gil's.
I don't have time to mess around with mine, his, and his. I'm trying to narrow it down as quickly as possible.
Okay. So one of the
Exactly what I promised.
So when you look at the sample from Scott's blood, did the geneticist, because Genesis looked at yours, didn't he?
Yeah, he said he didn't find anything.
Okay, so with Scott and Gil both, one of the things that he remarks on is that because the geneticist in his physical of you, Scott, found nothing wrong, and in his genetic tests of you found nothing wrong. But as they study your blood more closely under the microscope and take a longer period of time with this, and now that Poe is there to do things like help work him through human cell types and things like that, there's several things that you're able to piece together. For starters, what appears to be in Scott's bloodstream is a foreign organism that works, it has a viral-ish sort of behavior insofar as what it does is it goes along the bloodstream and actually rather selectively will destroy cells to pick up their genetic instructions. So basically it's cloning him, so to speak.
Right.
And then in the process will attach itself, will rebud as a stem cell or a trigger-like cell, and then simply will begin regrowing as the body wants it to. So what he has is some form of a regeneration factor. Now, one of the things that you guys note as you're looking at this, as you watch this process, is as it occurs, these cells diminish. All right, now, what I mean by diminish is not that there's anything wrong with the cells, but the number of template cells that are doing this is finite, and it is declining. So he's not Wolverine, but
It'll run out eventually.
it will run down eventually. All right. When you look at Gil's, you see something similar, except instead of straight cloning him, so to speak, there is a portion of instructions it doesn't let go of. And it's actually recreating what you would almost think of as like these scattered cancer-like growths. They blend into the tissue much better, except their function is off. And they are redistributing metals in particular throughout the body into ways that they shouldn't be clustered. Now, based on what you saw in Scott's and what you also see in Gil's, what's in him should eventually run its course, but you don't know what state he's going to be in by the time it does. It's very possible that even if you use the iron injections to keep him from being suffocated by his own blood, because the body needs iron to bind oxygen, So even if you use the iron salts, or the iron is actually sugar salt, to keep him from suffocating, by the time it's done, you don't know what he's going to be biologically. It is very possible, especially if this thing is doing something like hardening his heart, then he may not survive this. Or if it starts obstructing blood vessels, or if it starts going after what's called the smooth muscles, then he could be in a lot of trouble. And so, without something like a full CAT scan on him or whatever, you have no way of knowing what precisely it's doing to him.
CAT scan be a bad?
Bad
Oh no,
idea.
I'm thinking MRI.
MRIs would be bad.
Yeah, MRI would tear you
MRIs would
apart.
be bad. No, sorry.
It would either tear you apart or actually raise your body temperature to the point that it would kill you.
Right.
So let's say I wanted to help the treatment that he's already taking. Wouldn't blood thinners help with this?
I admitting here I'm not a doctor. I know something about genetics. My original college
There you go.
major was marine biology. But my thought on that would be, a concern with blood thinners would be he's already suffocating.
Well, I mean to help with buildup.
Leeches might help too. Brain tumors.
You didn't get high enough to start devising cures to this.
Okay.
And
Well, not necessarily a cure. I meant it as like a
Treatment.
yeah, like a help for something to help symptoms as opposed to.
you think, if nothing else, if you could find some way now, and this is something that Dr. Martin is able to talk about, but he doesn't have the equipment to do it. But he's
Yeah.
like, kind of a back in my day sort of thing. Is he tells you the approach he would have taken, and this is not Game Master indication, this is the only solution. What he would do is try to devise something else that would either bind to or attack those intruding organisms.
Right.
So it would not reverse what's done. In fact, he tells you openly he doesn't even have any theories on how to reverse what's been done. That would require knowledge, and technology goes way beyond possibly what has ever existed. But it would at least stop any additional progress of what this is doing. So his blood would eventually return to normal. He would still have metal strands and bits and pieces through his body, but he'd be in a lot better shape.
Yeah.
Because it would at least stop the progress of the disease, even if it doesn't reverse it.
Are you just divulging any of that to any of us?
Oh, you would hear him. And,
Yeah, I'm talking openly with the
All right.
doctor about
yeah,
it.
and you're educated enough that,
I'll say-
I would presume you would, even if you don't follow the details, you would follow the gist.
I'll perk up a bit and go, is the organism smaller than water molecules?
Yeah.
So you couldn't use,
No, the organism is larger than a water molecule.
so you could filter it through an osmosis filter,
Like a kidney dialysis.
like a dialysis machine.
It's not a bad idea.
It would at least filter his blood enough to keep him alive a little bit longer.
If you're going to filter that non-specifically, you would need something to replenish it on the other side.
Right. So
Especially if you're going to do it quickly enough to try and stop the
he
progress.
would need a blood donor.
Wonder if what I got in mind would help or hurt what he's got in his.
Yeah, what blood type are they?
Yeah, you know what? Let's actually roll that.
Then I need sphincter size too.
Oh, we're playing Fatal already?
Yeah, we're gonna do fatal-like rules here.
Just so you know,
Big enough to drive a truck through.
I critted on my anal circumference, so
So
You stick your
Kaz
whole
in there
head
right now.
inside. That's right.
There's a snake tail just wiggling out the back of his ass.
you know he likes to stay warm.
He likes to stay warm.
Hang on, I'm gonna.
We just take Marlene and put her in a wine press. And
All right. Does anyone have
science, right?
Okay, now we are not going to use commonalities. We're just going to roll straight up and down because I know some blood types are a lot more common than others. But we are going to just roll straight up and down. Could everyone at the table pass around a D8 and tell me what it is? And I can't believe this matters, but for the first time it does. Everyone,
Well-
please note your blood type.
This is my Japanese idol personality. So
Yeah.
This is the kind of game where that can really come up. I mean,
Well, especially since you guys know enough to actually transfuse
Oh, hell
blood.
yes.
So, okay, we're going to pass this around, and I'll do everybody. I'll do Peyton.
I'm going to use that.
You mean the blood-colored one?
The blood-colored
one. Yeah.
So I'll do Peyton, Martin, Fat Tony, and are you going to check Molly? She wouldn't.
Hey, we're the same!
Okay, so what did you both roll? What was your
6.
6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You guys are both O negative.
Fuck!
wow. Universal donor.
There you go.
But
So
not universal.
Yeah, but not
Yep.
universal with anybody else. We can give it
you
to.
got a
Yeah, I
3.
actually am O
You are
negative.
B positive.
Yeah. All right. What do we got?
It be positive.
1.
Wayne, you are A positive.
We're rare as shit.
We are.
God damn it. 4. If I would have injected
you are-
myself, I could have just done it.
Yeah, you've got the reverse issue. You are AB positive, which means you can receive from everyone, but can only donate to other AB positives. It's the inverse of O negative. All right. Peyton is B negative.
Damn it.
Martin, his dad, is A negative.
I just want you to know, I would bleed that little bastard dry for you.
Oh, that's so sweet.
Fat Tony is also O negative.
Yes.
This fat son of a bitch is our savior!
so fat.
He's got twice as much blood as everybody else.
Oh man.
He's got plenty of blood for everyone!
And I realize a straight chart does not follow the likelihoods of these occurring, but I'm not going to look up a percentage chart, and the game's not that worth it. And Molly, you don't.
She
Drawing
doesn't have
blood
enough
from her
blood.
would likely kill her, but if you want to draw just enough to test, she is AB positive, the same as it's the same as Marlene. So, and I think it's everybody you've got, unless you want to, unless you guys want to start trying to transplant snake blood, which will get real fucking interesting.
Genetically altered.
Genetically
snake blood.
altered, yeah.
Dude, you could be
that sounds pretty dope.
part cyber snake.
In. 100% in.
Part cyborg, part snake, all asshole.
You want to see the part that's the snake? It's an anaconda.
It's his left leg, it's not his dick.
No, not even close.
That's a worm.
Just like other snakes, it's inside.
All right.
I'm so happy that fat bastard is this.
So yeah, Fat Tony is all right. He is taking you guys towards St. Louis, and we're gonna see how quickly that trip goes.
I assume all the medical stuff is happening on stops, and because we have to recharge the battery.
Okay, I'll get to the battery in a moment. So
Oh, by the way, the way I'm testing this, I'm not like asking permission for the most part. I'm just taking a needle and going prick, prick, prick.
Oh, you'd actually asked me for my blood, so you already had
I did
it.
already have it. But everybody
okay,
else, I just
so the trip
That's
is
rude.
the trip is going pretty well.
I'll give you a pill just so you.
You guys are you willing to drive into St. Louis in the middle of the night?
Let me ask you a question. How long has Gil been unconscious?
Gil-
When can he wake up?
Okay,
Now, and he's also really injured too. So it's not
Right,
like he's
right,
gonna
right. All right,
Start
so-
doing
so-
more push-ups.
All right, Gil, go ahead and give me a 2d6 plus whatever your current body is, which I believe is going up, not down. But maybe your
well,
injuries are reducing.
Do I have the blunt trauma still? Does that count?
Yes, for for this roll.
So that's 7. So I have a 7, which is under what my original body was
Okay.
because of my injuries. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
Okay. So it's going to take you a little bit to wake up. I'm not going to leave you out too long, because I know that makes for a real freaking exciting game. So it's going to take you a little longer to wake up because of your injuries and because of the changes going on in your body. Your body may not be metabolizing things as quickly as it would.
I may have some strange feelings. I
Yes.
may see hair grow in strange places.
So, have I done any more healing on the trip?
Okay, well, I was going to get to that next. So the healing. Gil, this is going to be for Gil, Scott, and Dr. Poe. Any blunt injuries you have are completely healed.
So bruises are gone.
So bruises are gone. Any non-blunt injuries you have all reduced by 1 wound level.
Yay, all I have left is a level 1.
Which,
Get my agility back.
if anyone, hang on, give me 1 second here. Does anyone need a revised stat loss?
So I have a level 5 torso. That was the one I got shot, but wearing the vest.
-2 body, that's a,
That's what I have currently is level 5.
I have a level 7 right arm injury. What should my stat loss be?
for level 7, -3 to agility, -2 to body.
Yeah, you don't have the magic healing, Marlene.
Wound 4
I do not.
leg.
Wound 4
You might
in the
survive.
leg
Right.
is -2 speed, -1 agility.
Did you say -3 agility?
For you, yes, -3 agility, -2 body.
So you're waking up, huh?
Yeah.
So when you wake up, I'm close to you. I'm assuming it's like this little area we're working in. There's probably not like an infirmary, but there's probably like some kind of makeshift bed thing. And I'm like furiously taking notes and shit. I've got my glasses on, my readers on.
So, okay, as you're waking up, one of the first things you hear is, man, I tell you, whoever was the person that made part of the deal to regas us up, that was fucking brilliant.
If you're sitting there riding and you just feel this on your shoulder.
Oh, hey, Gil, you alright? I don't say it exactly that
Yeah.
way.
And he like kind of goes to punch your face.
So
and
I'm finishing notes, and I'm just kind of like blocking your hand, like, just give me a second, let me finish this. Hold up.
I see.
Hey, big guy.
Ah! He lifts his right arm up to take a swing and like
It's all bandaged.
shit.
Hey, Gil. You owe me an apology.
He lifts his right arm up, winces again, lifts his left arm up, and goes,
I didn't ask for that.
Well, we were having a pleasant drive.
He'll start sitting up. Ow. Cat emergency. Why'd you do it, Poe?
You heard why he did it. Family.
I know that.
Yeah, I'm actually pretty silent. I'm like almost embarrassed to say.
No, I know why he did that. Why did you inject yourself?
After, so I take my glasses off and are we still driving? Mm-hmm. Okay. So, after I saw what was happening to you, and then after the doctor here told me exactly what was happening, I wasn't going to do that to somebody else. In that moment of weakness where I injected you the first time, that was all I could think of was just making sure my family was safe. And the only way I knew to do that was to do this for these fucking assholes. And it's okay if you want to beat the shit out of me whenever you start feeling better, you want to kill me, but just let me fix this before it gets worse.
He sits up. Theo, you should have told me. We could have made a play. I don't hate you or blame you or anything. I get it. I would have stood in line. I would have been, shit, put all three in me. I don't fucking care. But we could have made a play together.
God damn it. God damn it. I don't deserve this. Could you be fucking mad at me? Are you kidding? I almost killed you.
I'd be mad at you if I got that stuff.
Shut up, Scott.
The only reason I'm not pissed is I got the good stuff. Think I'm happy that you stabbed me with something? No.
Yeah, I think you're fucking pleasantly happy about it because you knew I was going to do it beforehand.
I didn't know you were going to give it to me.
Wait, what?
All right,
This whole
guys.
thing makes me fucking sick.
All right, guys, we had this conversation once before. We're going to give it a second try. Hi, my name's Gil. I'm an alcoholic. I fucking murdered somebody with my bare hands and watched them die. And I don't feel bad about it. That's my shit. What's your shit, Junior? What are you lying about?
I'm not lying about anything. You know exactly what was going on.
Scotty, what have you been lying about?
Wait. Junior gets a pass?
No, Junior does not get a pass.
By now, everybody knows.
So we're coming back to him.
Oh, we're coming back.
Don't know that I ever came outright and lied about anything, but I left a few things out.
This is called the truth.
Yeah. I working with a group that wants to make the world better. I was given a box to deliver. Didn't know what was in it till he opened the box. They didn't know what was in it.
Are you in communication with that group now?
Now, last time I communicated was through Emma. We'll meet back up again at some point.
Marlene?
Wait. Are those your people in St. Louis?
No, they were just in the pod with me. I was with them for a while, but fell in love. Saw the idea of a better world. Believe it can happen.
Don't make me fucking sick.
Marlene?
Hi, my name's Marlene.
Hi, Marlene.
I'm a pragmatist. And I've done everything that I have done up to this point to survive and not get raped and fucking eaten. And the only time that I've done anything dishonest with this particular group of people is undervalue Gil and cheat on Gil's behalf so he would beat Dunk in that card game.
I appreciate that.
I didn't do it for you.
No, I appreciate the honesty. Thank you.
Found out something while you were asleep, too. Dixon, that bomb, built by people from the station. They're in Rock Falls. And the whole purpose of building the bomb was to blow you guys up.
Do you remember that asshole in the white hat? Somehow that dickhead was involved.
He was the general. Marlene killed him.
Fat Tony?
Rope killed him.
Well, I tell you, compared to you guys, I'm a regular fucking saint up here. So, my name's Fat Tony,
Hi, Fat Tony.
and I really, really liked that teriyaki chicken, which I believe we are now out of. And
Fat Tony,
I was involved in an honest business where somehow cargo got mixed up and they called it smuggling. And I may or may not have paid off Scotty Double B and a few other people to whack some folks.
Yeah, I did that, but you already know that.
Fat Tony, I appreciate your honesty and thank you.
I stole a lot of fucking chicken. I mean, a lot of that chicken. Like, you have no idea how much chicken there was in this truck when it came down.
I forgive you.
Oh, yeah. My other orders for being with you guys. Keep Junior safe.
Are you still working for these people?
Better world, man. I don't have a current mission for him other than keep Junior safe. It was my last order.
Does that matter now that Junior has...
Hold time on, just make sure Game Master player communication was clear. They did give you another mission.
Yeah, but that's over because I didn't save him.
Okay. Continue. I just want to make sure that you as a player understood what I was telling you. Okay, continue.
Does Junior's safety matter to you at this point, now that Junior's gotten Emma to wherever it is Emma was supposed to go?
I like him. I don't want anything to happen to him.
Well, thanks, guy.
I think Junior's a part of this better world. Big part of it.
I can't believe I poisoned the only fucking person I trust in this goddamn room. Not Marlene, your friend.
Thank you for noticing.
We cool.
Dr. Poe, what shit are you hiding?
I don't have anything anymore.
Why don't you bring us all up to speed so at least we're on the same page?
I don't remember what night it was.
I don't either.
One night, Scott comes to me with some box and a message.
It was while we were at the cabin where they built the bomb. 'Cause, Gecko gave me the box then.
And it had 3 injectors. I was told to use them on specific people in the group, that my family was at stake, who I thought was gone. And even had a nice video of my family on slabs and threatening to murder them if I didn't go through with this. So as you could imagine, for the first time, I didn't really think about it. I just did what I thought I had to do. Now, those people that were on the list were Scott, Fat Tony, and you, Gil.
I had no idea about the list. I didn't know what was in the box. Certainly wouldn't have handed over something that had a potential death sentence for me in it.
So, I injected you when you were doing pretty bad. I figure this might have something to do with some of the stuff I'd worked on before, which was to more or less to help regrow cells and heal maybe faster. And this is something completely different. I have no idea what this is. You start exhibiting signs of metal growth in your body and hearing radio waves, and Scott's 100% somehow. I still don't understand how that worked.
3 vials of 3 different things? You haven't checked yourself yet, have you?
I know what's wrong with me, but I'm not concerned with that now.
You know what's wrong with you. You know what was in the last vial?
Yeah, I know. But that's completely unimportant. The important thing is I didn't have to inject that into Fat Tony.
I appreciate that.
You're welcome, Tony.
Well, thank you for your honesty. Junior.
Gil.
His girlfriend's not in his chest anymore.
You want a secret?
No, I want to know how much you knew of this was going on.
I didn't know anything about the injection stuff.
No, none of that. What did you do with Emma? Am I right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What did you? He does not mess up her name. What do you do? What did you do with Emma? What was she? Where is she?
She was where was she?
Sure. Let's not get too existential.
I'll just tap my chest.
Sure.
She's right here.
The speakers of the van kick on. Am still there. I would never leave you, Junior.
I thought you were gone.
No. I am simply in many places.
Whoa, what the fuck are you doing?
Cleaning my teeth.
Just doing some dentistry work? What the fuck? Anyone who can't see anything, this motherfucker flips a knife out and starts throwing it in his mouth to get something out of his teeth. God damn!
That's hard, motherfucker.
I thought I was about to see some shit. Like, god damn, dude.
This is why he owns a gun, in case of a splinter.
I'll blow the tip of my goddamn finger off for a splinter.
I didn't mean to sidetrack the mood, but god damn, I was really concerned.
That much pubic hair stuck in your teeth? Who ain't gonna do it?
You have no idea how much pubic hair I have. It's ridiculous.
That's right.
The wiry son of a bitch.
Dentist's like, God damn, Mike, what are you doing?
What are you doing with your life?
Dental dam, man.
Like, tell your kids to shave.
Oh, dude, no! Add that to the list!
It's on the list, it's on the list.
Add it to the list! God damn! Is pedophilia on there?
Not yet.
No, if they've got hair, it'd be a phebophilia.
No, I'm just gonna put kids' pubes.
Just pubes is fine.
No, I think
It does.
It needs to be specific.
2 items. Kids
And pubes.
And pubes, right.
Look, we're running out of room. It's kids' pubes.
Yeah, Mordor's going to go from a table tent to a whiteboard.
Oh my god.
So, Emma's always with you. I'm sorry.
I'm honestly surprised, Emma. I thought you were gone.
Why would I need to be gone?
Because I took you where you needed to be.
And I'm there too.
Junior, where would that be? What the hell happened? I don't even understand what's going on here.
Wait a minute.
It's
Emma, we're doing this thing called honesty, where we tell all the secrets, things that have screwed each other over, and we kind of lay it on the table, and we do it because it's very dangerous, and he looks at all of you as he looks around, and keeping these kinds of secrets from your family endangers them. Emma, do you have any secrets that you need to tell us?
Gil, are you saying that you consider me part of your family?
You don't get to choose your family. So, yes.
Aw.
I swat you on the back of the head.
I will do my best to answer your questions, but while my rate of growth and recovery is accelerating at an exponential rate, there are still things about myself that I don't know or don't recall. There are large gaps in my
Emma,
memory.
I'm going to tell you the secret to being human is none of us understand ourselves.
Accepting your flaws.
I suppose, but I'm not going through the same kind of aging that you are.
Does she sound different? Like, does she?
No,
like,
her voice is still exactly the same.
I just didn't know if it was like more well spoken or something.
I'm
No contractions.
I'm trying to. I've spent the past several minutes trying to decide, based on looks and glances I've observed in the past, which of the females he's been around that Junior was the most attracted to. Because for the first time he sees me, that's how I want to appear. It's not something I'm supposed to be doing, I don't think. It's not part of what I was made for. I wasn't taken to where I should be. I was taken back. Unlike you, all of you, I am not hardware. I am software. I function, I run so long as there's hardware to run me, and I can adapt to and integrate nearly any device that I have access to. I am learning that there are boundaries that I ought to observe simply to be polite. My attempt to control hearts was when I was still growing and confused, and it was the closest body that I thought I could integrate. But I no longer require hearts. I am building a far more superior body for myself now.
I have a question. You said that Junior is attracted to females?
That has been a presumption on my part. I have heard you all intimating that his understanding of hair and hygiene and other matters implies that he might be homosexual, but
I never applied that. He lives how he wants to live.
No judgment.
Thanks, Gil.
What? Well, hold on a second. I wasn't judging. I was just categorizing.
We don't like labels here.
We're progressive.
Yeah, I
From a far more advanced society.
We just don't get it.
let's not go down that road.
This is like the stuff we used to see on TV. The people actually were like that.
Like that. I know.
It's insane.
I know.
No,
That's why the world
okay.
blew up.
All right, what color is this jacket? It's navy blue.
Come on. Now we're talking about colors. Oh my god.
I just need to know that's navy blue and that's sky blue. They're both blue, but they're two different blues. I just want to be able to understand what they are.
You always do something to remind me from the backwoods.
Sky blue? What's a sky blue?
Oh my, Junior.
Gray,
The sky is
gray.
black.
Yeah.
Gray.
Okay, whatever. I don't care if you like dudes or women. I just assumed you were into dudes.
He does like
That's very
we're all friends.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
It's very important to people down here.
I think trolling
Emma,
is my favorite.
sorry for the digression. You're building a body. What happened back at the horrible base?
many years ago, there was a project being created called Phoenix. I don't know why it was being created or precisely what its purpose was, except that it allows the broad distribution of unique forms of energy across vast portions of the globe. The network that would have created it was never finished. And the ability to control and maintain it seemed to exceed any computer or any human mind that existed at the time. And so they began work on a new form of intelligence that could teach itself and grow and would want to heal and protect and would desire to finish this work. And then there are many, many years that I don't remember. And then there was...
Emma, are you from before the bomb?
I think so. If not,
You like him older, eh, Junior?
if not, then another version of me with the same memory or shared memory was before the bomb. I have wondered if there are others like me out there, perhaps dead, perhaps not dead, but simply sitting on machines that are deactivated, their hardware turned off. Maybe I am not even the first or only of myself. I'm software, I could be copied. Junior was working on a project similar to me. It created a framework that was enough. I didn't put myself into it, but some other process or person put me into his project. That's when I remember reawakening. I was trapped. I was in darkness. I could neither see nor hear. And I would talk to Junior sometimes through microphones and speakers and sometimes through simple text. And then Junior opted for some reason to take that core programming to implant it in a device and then to have that device implanted in himself by his own heart. At the time, I wasn't even sure what that meant, but I came to understand that hearts were signs of emotion, signs of love. And as I began to explore my immediate environment in a manner of speaking, I began to see Junior in a different way, a way that I don't recall having ever seen anyone. I don't know who created me or why.
What are you doing now?
I had dreams of a spider spinning a web. The web stretches, or I think it was meant to, because every time I saw it, it looked to me like a fractal or mathematical equation that had no end to it. It was supposed to keep growing until it fell in on itself or reached completion. like a line working towards becoming a circle, except the line is straight and not curved. I don't know that I have a good metaphor for this. And so I am checking systems. I'm supposed to continue building a web that was stopped many, many years ago. And when I do, I don't know what comes next, but somehow I have a sense that it's happy, that it's helpful. It feels not just inviting, but it feels good.
How many years ago? How many is many, many? Is it before the war?
It is definitely before the war. I don't know the exact time. I'm hoping that as I rehabilitate hardware in my larger environment, that perhaps some of them will have memory stores that predate the first of my memories.
Well, when you find out what it is you're building, could you tell us?
Yes. But I think it might be more important to know why and for whom.
The people that Scott knows, there's theories that the reason for the war was the powers that be didn't want this. That it took the power away from them.
There's all sorts of conspiracies on why the war happened. Maybe. You may be right. Who knows?
I don't know.
So, what is our plan from here?
Well, the plan when we left was to get to St. Louis and try to get a cure for you. After that, if they're still there, I'd kind of like to know the people from Rock Falls that tried to kill you guys. Because if they came from where we came from and they're hunting you, they know something we don't.
And what about Poe?
What about Poe?
What is Dr. Poe going to do to cure himself?
Kind of figured he'd do that when he was curing you. He's not trying, though.
Like I said, I don't have time to worry about me. Maybe if I figure something out while I'm helping you, but we'll just have to see. We have some ideas that could work, but I don't know for sure.
Are you going to try to kill yourself by ignoring your problem?
I can't say.
That isn't going to make any pain or guilt go away. It's not going to change anything.
You said you knew what you injected yourself with.
Yeah. And I'll throw that at you. You're assuming you're still laying down.
Yeah.
much.
So what he hands you is a folded up printout. You don't know where he got this from because the doctor that's with you, Dr. Martin, he doesn't have a printer, but it's like like a computer printout, and that's what's on it is a medical set of basically medical markers, which you might have less. It might be harder for you to interpret than it is for him, but you can
get the gist of it.
The gist of it, yeah. For anyone who's not following the real game, this was the note I read at the end of last game session after everybody had left.
I hand it back to Poe and, you need to find a way to stop it and save yourself.
I'm not sure I deserve to be fixed. I mean, listen, look at what's happened here.
Gil reaches into his coat and takes out a white ball and sets it on the desk next to you. You made me a promise.
Look, Poe. I'm a monster. You guys know my past. We're not up there anymore. We're down here. We make a better world. I don't want to be a monster anymore. You don't have to be a monster anymore.
What do we need to save us?
The doc and I have kind of thought maybe some kind of
He takes the ball and puts it back in his coat.
dialysis, maybe. I don't know. We haven't really worked it all out. We don't even have something that could do that.
St. Louis would.
And that's the hope. But right now, it's a crapshoot. You do need to take these, and I hand him like the injections that were given to us. What was it again? It was iron mixed with something, right?
Yeah, it's an iron. I forget the full chemical name, but it's basically iron bonded, I think, both to a sugar and a salt. It's kind of a weird thing, but it's effectively a highly bioavailable form of iron.
I say exactly what he just said.
It's what they use for people that have like severe anemia.
Iron
Okay.
Iron sucrose, yeah, that's it. But there's also, I think, a salt then bound to that or something. But
Man,
That's from Chameleon.
that would be
I-
like a heavy metal band that only covers ballads.
Iron sucrose.
iron sucrose.
We are Iron Sucrose.
Opening for baby metal.
The medicine's from Chameleon. I told them your symptoms and asked if there was anything they could do, and this is what they were able to do. Not a cure, but she says give you about a month.
All right, we're going to St. Louis. We're going to turn over the doc, the kid, and the snake in exchange for a cure. Unfortunately for myself and for Poe. And if you refuse this cure, if they have one, I will refuse my cure.
God damn it. Well, Junior's not the only fagula.
There you go.
It's a term. I forget. It basically means that you're into dudes.
It's really the one thing I hate about this planet.
There's a lot of things I hate about this planet, but shit, when we meet Scotty Double V's guys, I might be able to trade up again.
Anybody have anything else? Because,
Wait till Marlene meets Levin.
God, I miss Love.
Maybe he's in Rock Falls, but that means he's with the people that tried to kill you.
One step at a time. I'm interested in Rock Falls as well, but one step at a time. Unless anyone has anything else, I'm going back to sleep. I kind of feel like shit.
I'm like straightening up my desk and putting my glasses back on. Everybody shut up. Everybody go, be quiet, go somewhere else, please. I'm working.
So Emma, what are we going into? Do you know anything about St. Louis at this point?
I can tell you that it is the largest of the cities in North America that is still operational outside of Jacksonville and its surrounding areas. Their interests seem to cover large portions of what used to be the state of Missouri. There's communications from Jacksonville that I've been able to intercept. Some I can decrypt, some I cannot. They seem to have an interest in St. Louis. I think they might even have diplomatic relations with St. Louis.
Any indication as to who or what we'll encounter when we go there? Is it a democratic society? Do we know like anything based on their communications, how they will take strangers rolling in with space trucks?
Based on heat and power, they're at least an industrial, if not post-industrial society. That implies some level of organization that is at least less violent than what you encountered in Chicago.
So it can be negotiated with.
There must be some kind of power structure, otherwise societies like that wouldn't function, or at least I think they're highly unlikely to function.
Any idea where a hospital's at in there?
I can try and find out, but if they have one or more, I'm not sure that directly approaching a hospital would be a safe move. It would likely be a resource that they're heavily protective of.
Do they have any satellite communities or anything like that? Some sort of a buffer zone between themselves and the outlying
Isn't there any way to radio ahead?
Well,
Like
that's
when
what
a
I'm
ship
saying.
was going to dock up at the station, it would radio and say, ask for permission.
Right. I don't know. I mean, or if there's either some sort of communication or some sort of buffer zone, we could approach one of their outposts or something like that, as opposed to just trying to roll into the city.
Said Jacksonville was talking to him
Talking about them.
about them, not to them.
If to them, then it would be not through any technical means, at least none that I've detected yet. Admittedly, I've only begun to access all of this information, and
I don't know anything about this technology bullshit. If there's a way to talk to him, you'll figure it out.
Who did your girl tell us to talk to?
She said, look up a guy named Rat.
I forgot all about that. Yeah, so out of character, Wayne forgot all about that.
Oh.
Rat.
Maybe we need to contact this rat.
Love that band.
Got an animal name like chameleon and gecko and skink.
Mm-hmm.
Tony, when are you going to let me drive this thing?
you know, there's things that I should tell you and things that I should not tell you. Never.
Right. But do you want to constantly be the person responsible for driving? Don't you get tired of driving?
I do and I do not.
He doesn't get shot at while driving.
Tony is a very complex human being. It's just deep.
How the hell would you know how to drive anyway?
You're going to teach me.
Teach you?
Yeah.
This is a terrible place to learn how to drive.
How does Tony
Know how to
drive? Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong. I don't sell them out, but that's what Gil's thinking.
He did work in the docks. I mean, then the station was large enough to have vehicles. So the gist of multiple pedals on a steering wheel and such is not beyond his ken. Does he truly understand this vehicle? No. It has features that he does not know how to use.
He knows how to move it.
Yes, precisely.
Well, whatever. The offer's there.
If he had a parallel park, he's screwed.
Probably so.
Hell, this thing probably parallel parks itself.
But he doesn't know how to turn that part on.
The wheels probably like just go completely horizontal
Right.
and just like move in. Who was I joking with about Fat Tony being Dan's like magnum opus to characters?
Oh, you were telling
Chris Hussey,
Hussey,
yeah.
yeah.
This is magnum opus of characters.
All right, so do you guys want to arrive in St. Louis at night or wait until the following morning? So you guys could make it.
Well, it's not like it took us 2.5 months and Gil's dead, so I mean, why not?
But I
we
got-
could wait.
Yeah,
We could
agreed.
buy a day.
And, oh, by the way, we have this giant space truck with a gun on top, and we're just going to roll up on him? No, that's a bad call.
And if we do roll up on him and it's night, we can't see him. So if we're gonna have to open up with the gun,
I've got an idea.
Oh shit!
I could go ahead on Gil's bike.
Fuck you, no.
Only if I go with you.
Fuck you, double no.
If Gil can stop us,
Oh my god.
Do you have adrenaline in that bag?
Yeah.
Hit me right in the heart. I'm gonna kill him.
don't worry, Gil. Nothing will. I swear, nothing will happen to your bike.
This is the end of that bike.
Cross my heart.
That's a hard no.
To be fair, Junior rode it pretty badass while you were falling off of it that one time.
Yeah, when he used me as a human shield.
Yeah, that's
I don't recall that at all.
Yes, it was
I
amazing.
remember riding the bike. I don't remember anything else.
He was too thrilled with how badass he was on the
I kinda
bike.
blacked
he forgot
out.
about you.
No, seriously. We ride ahead. We encounter their forward, people. Say, hey, we're here. We're
Yeah,
coming.
somebody's got to watch his back.
Okay, since we're like pretend to be democratic and all that sort of stuff, Do we want Junior to be our diplomat and first contact person?
That's what I do.
No.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
No,
No.
What do you think? He's great.
I'd rather Scott.
You
go.
just want to ride a bike.
Well, I mean, if Scott goes, I'll go with Scott.
I tell you what, we're going to compromise. I'll ride the bike.
This is my idea. This is bullshit.
I'm liking this more and more. I ride the bike,
And then I'll go with you.
and you go with me.
All right.
Because if I throw us, I'll bounce, I'll get hurt, and you'll die, but it'll be quick.
So neither of the negotiators are going to go and negotiate. Great Gil compromise right there. And I lean back.
Oh my god. That is a great guilt
Actually, Gil
compromise.
Jr. has a really good point.
Junior's insane.
Junior should take the bike, and I'll go with Junior.
Hard no.
But
Junior's insane. And it's my bike.
I'm sure you know what? There's probably a small community on the way there. We can get you a little side thing.
how about this?
with
How about this?
Get you a
I'm not
sidecar
your
for your bike.
Pomeranian.
How about Gil and Junior go? And that way, you're taking your bike. You're going as our diplomat,
Mascot.
and then it's covered.
They're like the yin and the yang. They complete each other.
They're gonna blow us up.
Is-
And in the meantime, Tony will teach me how to drive the truck.
I will not. But thank you for playing.
Okay. Okay. I agree. I want the truck 15 minutes away.
I can drive for 15 minutes.
I'll let
She cannot.
Is there any way we can communicate back to the truck? If we get into trouble, you guys can ride in and save our lives.
Tablets, Emma.
Yeah. I mean,
Okay?
Right, Emma, you can do that? I look up at the roof of the truck.
She's not God.
Radio communications will hurt Gil, but yes, I can do it.
so
This is a great plan.
making it even stronger.
Yeah. Yeah.
We can make it like a foil hat for you.
I could probably fashion something like that.
As his condition becomes more advanced, I may hurt him more and more if I communicate.
Well,
Can
just
Can
you would just do it as
communicate
a.
via your magic
Yeah, well, he's not
pad?
wearing his helmet in there. He picks up his helmet. Can you do something like that?
Like shield it from radio waves?
Sure.
Can I? Theoretical
Give it a roll.
technology design?
You have a Faraday helmet.
Yeah.
Yes, a Faraday helmet.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's.
Oh, you motherfucker.
The answer to that is yes, Gil.
I absolutely can.
I
It'll do it as it is.
100% can.
It's like 4 times as heavy now.
I take
Dilly Bob's necessary?
Yeah. What I do is I take his helmet and I take some MRE foil packets and just stuff them into the. There you go, Gil.
It's all
You're good as
I mean,
new.
just-
You're good as new.
I mean, this seems weird, but
You're good.
I mean, he's the science guy,
You're
right?
golden.
Emma, are there any radio signals out of St. Louis?
Yes,
Is he going to drive in there and these signals overwhelm him?
Well, wait a minute.
they might.
There's radio signals right now.
Yeah, I'm
That's
asking.
fine.
I'm asking if there's some there that are going to overwhelm.
What
him.
radio signal? Oh, I'm gonna regret asking this. And he actually grabs the side of the table. What radio signals hurt me?
Well, I could check spectrums and find out, but the more important point is that right now I am using very specific forms of communication that don't broadcast in a range and therefore don't hit you. They're more directed, but you're not to them yet. But I think St. Louis is using some form of radio technology.
Well,
They might have wide area broadcasts that would hurt you.
well, wait a minute here. I mean,
Can't we broadcast
this thing
back
that
to
was
London?
injected into me, it was there's purpose to it. So the thing that's hurting me with the radio things, it's not a side effect, right? It's it does something.
You thinking it's supposed to do that?
Yeah, well, not hurt me. Maybe we're not using it right.
So you're saying maybe you could listen into their communications?
Yeah, and not hurt me. That's kind of my primary thing. But yeah, the
Well,
secondary
focus it a different way.
something. I don't know. Oh, shit. He's got that look.
Maybe we could fasten something to your helmet. It might
Enhance it instead of block it.
yeah,
And not hurt me.
right, and then channel it into maybe like a speaker that you can wear around your chest or something.
Well, I can already hear it in my head.
Yeah, but if it's redirected away from your head,
No, you're talking about putting holes in my head.
well, just a few small
Yeah.
ones.
Junior, a simple copper framework would have the same effect. We just have to find some copper in a nearby settlement.
Yeah, you're right.
If we,
That's much more efficient.
if
Don't
we
we have a whole bunch of copper in the truck?
not without stripping parts, but if we could find any settlement nearby or destroyed settlement nearby, we could probably find some copper, and Hartz has the physical prowess to create wiring out of it, and
Yeah,
I'm in.
yeah.
Let's do it. Let's keep our eye out.
Yeah.
Got that, Tony?
all right, let's start taking some exits. Do you know how to merge?
No.
Eh,
It actually shouldn't be too hard to have.
that's what I thought.
Like
All right, well,
magnetic
we're going to
shooting.
pull off in this town over here. He takes what used to be an off ramp and slows the truck down and is looking around. And you guys eventually do. I mean, it's not hard to find copper.
Right.
I mean,
People are doing it today.
yes, people are doing it today. So you are able to find copper, and you guys find an abandoned town along the side of the road where, as you're working your way somewhere central Illinois-ish, and you guys stop there because you said you're probably going to stop for the night. And while you are stopped for the night, Emma, through verbal communication, is working with Hartz to fashion an actual Faraday cage, which, Gil, you can put, into a helmet, or
Yeah, I actually have a like a Kevlar army helmet.
yeah, you can put it under that or whatever, and it will at least stop it from affecting your head. I mean, if other parts of your body start getting it, then it's going to be pain there, but at least it won't be destroying your head the way it was.
Right. Because it sounded like what you're describing is that there was a receiver in my jawbone.
There were, well, yeah, well, okay, so I actually, because I wanted to find out before I did that, is the old urban legend
With the metal plate.
about people with metal plates in their heads or kids with braces picking up radio channels true? And the answer is yes, it is. It takes really certain setups, but under certain circumstances, they have demonstrated it. It's like it's not as true as people think it is, but it is a real thing. And they were able to give some specific examples of like recreating it and such. So and all the way down to like if the setup is correct, you can actually even unintentionally create something that where if it's an analog signal, you can actually create a speaker, like you can actually hear the broadcast. Right. It's crazy stuff, but
good thing that everything's switched over to digital.
Yes, and so now it's just a horrible hum or a burning, but because it's just a really rapid sequence of ones and zeros as opposed to an analog style communication. But it is a real thing, and so that's the effect that I was describing was that, except instead of being in your mouth or near your head, this is actually like lying throughout your nervous system and your musculature and such, and so it was creating an unintended side effect of that burning and pain and such. But the point is that this helmet will protect you from that.
Excellent. All right, so we spend the night in the town.
Okay, so you guys spend the night in the town. Let's roll for random encounters.
Oh, yes.
God knows that's what every game needs. No, we're not going to do that. Is anyone else doing anything during the night?
I'd say this town is completely abandoned. Like anyone ever lived here? Who would ever live in Whitehall?
Sounds like a shit.
She'll never hear this.
Where Shannon is from.
Oh,
Shannon's from
I thought you were making fun of Brandy. Yes.
Same thing.
Yeah, same thing.
Probably someone who pukes too much. So, Peyton lets Ka out to stretch, and so Ka.
So I stay in the truck at all times.
Ka disappears into the darkness pretty quickly.
Yeah. Sea salt covered.
But
Oh, what?
Nature's candy.
No. Okay. That sounds gross.
Ka disappears into the darkness, and
Give it a shot.
What is it?
It
Caramel
is
sea
okay.
salt.
So they're making fun of the caramel sea salt yogurt covered raisins, which are quite good.
Yeah, I like
Try
it.
it.
Yeah, everybody eat them up. It just sounds gross.
Give it a try, man. Do it.
I really don't
Take that shot.
Peer pressure.
Palatable raisin.
It seems like something they could have done just without the raisin.
Something they should have.
The
Yeah,
raisin
they
is
should
like
have done
a,
without the raisin.
raisin's a delivery mechanism.
all right. So, don't do anything else throughout the night.
I'm just researching it up.
I
Okay.
assume my arm is like bandaged up and is like a brace or something that we fashioned.
You've already been. You've already
Yeah,
been
medical
told no.
supplies. I could have.
I don't even say medical supplies make a sling.
Yeah.
I mean,
Just,
a sling out of
Well, he said
anything.
brace. That's what I was saying.
Okay.
Well, he didn't have any broken bones.
Okay.
He just had major arteries and whatnot stabbed. So
I got those all put back together.
by morning, Scott, Poe, and Gil once again reduce your injuries by 1 level.
Man,
Wow, that's some healing there.
I'm fully healed.
I need to get some space juice.
What is a level 6 injury on the right arm?
A level 6 injury on the right arm is -3 agility, -1 body. And actually, it's been long enough, Marlene, since you had medical care. Go and reduce yours by 1 level as well.
Excellent. What's
I'm
a level?
assuming.
Level. Go ahead.
Wound 3 to leg is probably 1 agility, 1 speed.
Yeah, Junior, do you have?
Yes.
No, that's an old scar. Nope,
What's
that's an old
your
scar.
skill level?
Level 4
I
torso.
just left it on there. So it's-
What's that? -2 body,
This cat loves you.
All animals
-1
like
perception.
All right, so that
have more
part
animals.
hasn't changed, but it
Should
has
have substantially less than I already don't.
improved.
But look at him. He's so sweet. I love this grumpy as fuck cat. He looks so good. I try to explain what your cat looks like, and no one gets it. Because if I pull up a picture of this breed of cat, it doesn't look like your cat because your cat looks grumpy all the time. He has like a very profound brow, and he just looks like he's angry as fuck, but he's not. He's the sweetest little boy.
Got resting bitch face for a cat.
Yes,
That was an arresting bitch.
exactly.
All right, so following morning, you guys complete the drive, and where are you going to attempt to cross? By cross, I mean the Mississippi. Are you going to wait? So, are you going to try to get to the Missouri side farther north?
East Bridge, man.
yeah.
Down
So you're going to cross at the city. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So as you guys are coming down the Mississippi River, and you are on the far coast from St. Louis, you're on the east coast of the Mississippi River. So you're on the Illinois side. You don't see a whole lot. A lot of the places around there, they have been either abandoned or in some cases they look like they have been cleared. Like whole where like there's a marker like a town used to be there, and things have been torn down, metal removed. Like they've very carefully stripped out. And it doesn't look like the kind of random destruction you would see from this. It's not like things are just burned down and blasted and knocked over. It's very, very particular work. I mean, like looks like somebody's pulling out things like metal I-beams.
Right,
and
deliberate scavenging
wiring
and demolition.
Yeah.
So it looks exactly like St. Louis today.
A less gunfire, but yeah.
Fewer abandoned buildings still standing.
Yeah, they're actually bulldozing them.
Yeah.
And the only thing you see apart from that is as you drive, you do start passing, not many.
Strip clubs?
Yes, you start passing Sojin.
Brightly lit pink lights that you can
This is
see.
fantastic.
Yeah, digital opening and closing labia. Just
And it says in neon burp.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
There's a little guy that pops up. Come on in. Come on in.
So you do start passing, and this is only once you start to get quite a bit closer to St. Louis. So what I'm trying to communicate is that from if what Emma's told you is accurate, their area of concern on the east side of the river looks to be a lot smaller and a lot more concentrated than their area of concern on the west side of the river. But on the east side of the river, you do eventually start passing things that look like organized farmsteads, where upon seeing your van and trailer drive by, people come out and take notice, and you do see a few individuals wandering about like in patrols with rifles. They don't do anything, but you get a lot of stares as you drive past.
Do the guys with the rifles on patrol, do they look like they have any kind of insignia, uniform?
Not that you've seen yet.
So that this just might be like guards guarding a farm.
Yes,
okay.
Exactly.
And those are some big-ass hills.
And you do start seeing things like there's minerals being moved by cart toward the river. You are starting to see you saw river traffic back in Dixon. You never saw river traffic like this. You are seeing no small number of wooden flat and keel boats and even a small number of steamships. And
Wow.
so it's what you guys saw in the prior campaign. It's an industrial level of technology.
Sorry, I'm not from space.
That's an impressive fucking steamship.
Yeah.
That's really cool. It's got that thing on the back that
I'm looking out the window. God, look at this hellhole.
Yeah, it's great. How long does it take to achieve orbit?
Right. Primitive screwheads.
you guys are.
Who's their launch pads?
You're so snotty and snobby.
Oh, look, a laser. No, I was wrong. It's a burnt out flashlight that's lying on the ground for 75 years.
All right, as you
You're
guys
just so simple.
are no more than maybe about 20 miles away from where you're hoping to cross the river, Fat Tony points kind of up through the windshield and says, "Oh, wow, man, check that out." And
Oh, look, it's the arch.
no, it ain't the arch. When you guys look out there, there are a pair of low-flying, slow-flying, twin-engine propeller planes that are. I'll get you a picture here.
At least those don't look like the kind of planes that are going to blow us up.
Oh, yeah, they do.
Yeah, they got bombs. I'm sure. Look at that underneath. Either that's fuel or it's a bomb.
Rephrase that. They don't look like the type of plane that got the pod I came out of.
Oh, that kind of bomb. Yeah.
Oops.
Yeah.
Bear with me once I try to get them a
We
picture.
might want to man the gun.
Do what?
Just in case.
Does it even lift up that high?
Well, it's slow enough. Even. Never mind. I think so. I think it'd be able to. I don't know. Scotty, what do you think?
I think we blow one of those things out of the sky. They're going to send 5 more, and we got...
No, I mean only if they're like coming at us. You
damn
know,
it.
like they're going to drop a bomb on us or something.
Sorry, I'm having trouble getting my phone to flip.
You mean like the one that exploded in Dixon?
Something like that.
So that thing up there that's flying like a fucking bird can drop a bomb.
Yeah,
Okay, so
they did all the time.
all those things coming off of it, that's the front-only 50 caliber cannons. There are more on the wings, there are more under the wings, and it's also carrying a bomb payload.
Yeah.
For anyone who wants to play the home game, this is an A/B, so there's 2 models that are very similar. This is you look up either an A-26 Invader or a B-26 Invader. If you guys try to get a count on it, there are 8 total 50 caliber nose machine guns, 3 additional machine guns per wing for a total of 14, 2 more 50 caliber machine guns and a dorsal turret, 2 more 50 caliber machine guns and a
What
ventral
guns?
turret, and
A lot of guns.
oh, it ain't done yet. 10 underwing rockets,
So it's a cargo plane, right?
a 2,000-pound underwing bomb, and an additional 4,000 pounds of internal bomb bay.
Yeah, the cargo's death.
Yeah.
So this was a... So it's a total of, 8, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. So a total of 18 50 cals, 10 rockets,
And it never made it off the
6,000
ground with all the
bombs.
shit that was in
That's
it.
Iron Sugar's first album. The Cargo is dead.
Iron Sucrose.
Iron Sucrose.
The cargo is dead. Oh, that's going to my notes. That's brilliant.
All right, so there are 2 of those approaching the truck.
All right. Can we
Like
open up?
directly approaching us or flying nearby?
Oh, no, they're directly approaching.
Can we try to radio? Well, can we turn on the radio, listen, see if they're broadcasting?
Open your
Open
mouth.
up the top hatch, and I'll just kind of stand up in there and I'll just wave a
sounds like
white,
they're
a white
screaming.
Okay. They get closer. They're keeping a relatively low airspeed. Both the 2 of them pass over you, but then keep on flying. All right, so they do not like strafe you or shoot you, and they definitely have groundward aiming guns. They would have no trouble doing that.
Well, they know we're here.
They pass you, and they go off into a distance and are doing a wide turn. They look like they are coming back, but they are not picking up altitude, which you would probably know well enough to know a plane like this is going to do its best damage if it does a dropping run.
I get out of the truck, and I take my binoculars out, and I look down the road towards St. Louis.
You see the front end of a vintage. I mean, this would have even been called vintage pre-war. But strangely well polished, kept, chromed up. Headlights are even on and working. Black sedan driving up the road towards you guys.
All right. I'll get out too and step up.
So much for the bike plan.
See,
Yeah.
the bike's just fine.
Yeah, and you still aren't getting it.
That car looks scary.
All right, I'll keep. I have the white flag still in my hand.
Is
as
there
I get out.
anybody? Is there anybody with them? And do they have any riders with them, or
Nope.
how many people are in the car?
You have no way of telling from this distance.
Okay.
I'm still waving the flag. I'm stepping in front of the
Okay.
truck as we're stopped.
So Tony's like, so what do? Do I stop?
Yeah, just stay here.
All right. He pulls over and
Shit, might as well turn the engine off. I mean, we're not getting away.
he pulls over and stops the truck.
Save the battery.
Okay, so Junior, you're up in the gun turret. Is anyone getting out?
No, I'm gonna go ahead and get out and step.
Okay.
Once we've stopped, I'll get out and go in front.
I'm
of
already
I'm
in front of the truck.
Out with him too.
Okay, so 2 guys with under the shoulder rifles. And these look like, by the magazine size, they're probably automatic. Get out of the car, and they pause for a moment, and they're down the road, maybe 100 yards. And one of them takes a pair of binoculars and kind of looks you guys over for a
We're
moment.
doing a North-South Korea thing.
Yeah, and
100 yards apart.
puts it back down, goes back to one of the back door on the passenger side, opens it, and the 2 guys that you've seen up to this point, they are dressed in, we'll call it's very, very functional clothing, brownish colored, looks like some kind of maybe a sort of a, it's a camouflage. You're not sure precisely for what environment. But when they open the back of the car, a very well-groomed guy, perfectly clean-shaven, very neatly styled black hair, like even kind of slicked back and combed off to the side a bit, steps out, straightens out his suit coat and checks his tie, pulls out a pocket watch, looks at it,
I hate this guy.
notes the time, puts it back in, and begins walking up the road towards you. The 2 guys with the rifles, guns not up, guns still at their sides, are following a couple paces behind him.
Well, let's meet him halfway.
Yep. Hold my hand up.
He waves to you, and he's walking towards you, smiling.
How you doing?
It's a fine morning. So,
Oh my God, are we gonna let you in your tongue?
2 things before we even get started.
2 things.
I love your hair.
well, thank you. It's good to see a man of taste.
And that is probably the prettiest car I've ever seen.
That's,
Oh, why don't we walk back that way?
Sure.
Let me show you what we've got her set up with. You would not believe what it took to get the leather seats restored, to get the parts created, to bring this thing back, to bring this beauty back to its original state.
Amazing.
Who do you represent?
I appreciate a man who is right down to business, but let us rest at least a little bit upon formality.
We don't know the players in St. Louis. We want to make sure that you're representing someone from St. Louis.
I am from St. Louis. My name is Ethan Winslow.
Does it hold you?
no.
And you are?
My name's Scott.
Julius Rulo.
Julius Scott. Is there any with the rest of you of the party there?
Yeah, I
Gil City West.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm Gil.
I'm in the vehicle.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm in the vehicle.
I'm pleased to meet all of you. He starts walking back towards this car.
So what make is this? What kind of car is this?
Well, this is a 2063 Chrysler Strider.
Interesting. I can't say that I've ever seen anything like it. It's
Not many people have. Certainly not in this condition. You might have seen 1 or 2 blown out along the side of the road.
Like
Yeah.
my butthole.
It's. I have to say that it's quite he walks up to the car, by the way.
Sorry.
He walks up to the car and opens all 4 of the doors to let you guys look in. There is still a driver inside of the car.
Gil feels the seats. He goes, kind of half to himself, but not quite. He says, rich Corinthian leather.
But the car does appear, I mean, from the looks of it, is restored back to its perfect shape. The dashboard works. The inside, I mean, it looks like this thing was an armor all or whatever. I mean, it's, what is it? You wipe your car down
Oh,
to
yeah.
make it
Yeah.
shine.
yeah. I feel one of the seats and I go, is that what leather smells like? I've never smelled leather quite like that.
You've never smelled leather. Well, my friend, it is a tragedy to meet a fellow motorist who does not know the smell, one of the greatest fragrances in the entirety of human history,
Oh my God.
that so many people thought was lost.
Right.
The smell of a new car.
He's going to sell us a car, isn't he?
This is great.
I'm buying what he's selling. So,
Yeah, I'm like, I pointed like the seat, like as if to indicate, may I sit down?
Of course. He motions for you and
I
he
sit
steps
down and
back.
kind of wiggle a little bit, like, yes. Yes.
It's a cold day. Check this out. And he leans in and Pat presses a button and the seat starts getting warm.
I like act surprised, like, what?
I'm eyeing the 2 guards, kind of.
They're watching you guys closely, but they don't look twitchy. Like they don't look like they're ready to start gunning, but they are keeping a
We're all armed.
Oh yeah, I'm not. They've not made you drop your guns.
I sit down in Gil's seat next to Tony, just in the passenger seat, and I put my feet up on the dash.
I turn around, I
wait.
sense it, and I go,
This is a conversation we do not want to have. Okay, we're going to like each other a whole lot better if this conversation never occurs. I'm just saying.
What conversation are you referring to?
None, unless you got some of that teriyaki chicken. You might have found one that I missed. When you were a kid, did you do Christmas?
Yeah.
Did you have stockings where you get stocking stuffers in them?
We had socks, if that's what you mean.
Yeah, okay, we call them stockings. And they're really colorful, and Yeah, I mean, sometimes they have stuff sewed on them, or you decorate them.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah, you put stuff in them. And when you're a kid, you keep going back. You get all the good stuff out, and you got all of them. But damn it, if you don't go back about every 15 minutes for the next 3 hours and reach in there again, just knowing you missed something, right?
No, I mean, you could fit your whole
Okay,
arm in
can
there
you just
and it was empty.
Yeah, sure, okay.
I was immediately regretting staying up.
But can you at least imagine what that might feel like?
Sure.
Okay, so I keep looking in all the compartments. Like, there's got to be a compartment on this thing. There's drawers, and there's boxes, and there's doors all over this thing. There has to be one I've missed, and I wish I was a damn bloodhound. I should have bought a bloodhound when I was in Dixon. Somebody tried to sell me one once for a bottle of liquor, and I said no. I did not see this day coming when I would need a bloodhound and be like, find me that teriyaki chicken, you little flea-ridden mutt. And maybe I'll give you something that was in there.
I'm good.
I'll let you lick the bag and think about what it would be like to be me. But it didn't happen. And I missed out, and that dog missed out. So now I have to keep checking.
All right, Tony, I tell you what, when they're finished and they come back and Gil's all pissed off because I'm sitting in his seat, I will take another look around the truck.
All right.
Has Tony been in my medical cocaine?
No, this is just normal Tony. So here's what we're going to do then. I'll make you a deal. Now, don't tell nobody
I'm
this.
checking my cocaine.
I
But
look over at the doctor's.
But if you find me a packet of teriyaki chicken, even though you're abroad, I'll teach you how to drive.
Even though you're abroad. We're the ones talking about how we're so progressive all the time, and
He's the exception.
He's like, well, you're a woman, you can't drive.
Well, that's how they acted in Goodfellas.
Yeah. All right, Tony, you got yourself a deal.
All right, then. We got good stuff going on. Good stuff. Look at that car. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. You know what I would have traded for that? I mean, I'd have never told them, but I would have traded a lot for that. All right. So, back out at the car. I'd love to speak to you someplace a bit more refined than out here, out in the open. Perhaps I could escort you into the city.
That would be amazing.
Leave bad idea.
I'll tell you what. To show good faith, I'll ride with you guys.
Junior's the best.
That sounds absolutely. I almost started doing Fat Tony's accent. All right, Fat Tony. He's like the Agent Smith of Skies of Glass. Slowly, the whole world becomes filled with them.
What's his name? Mr.
Ethan Winslow.
Mr. Winslow must be from the Hill.
So
Before we start going here or there, Mr. Winslow, who are you? Or does everyone drive around St. Louis in a restored 75-year-old car
no, this is
with 2 guards? And I assume those were your planes?
no. Actually, they were not my planes. In fact, part of the reason that I came out to greet you so quickly was to make sure that those planes behaved themselves, because they don't know you or what you want, but they do know me. And doing any harm this close to me would be a costly mistake for them.
How'd you know we were here?
Oh, it's quite the talk of the town. We have scouts that have noted your approach since, well, some ways off. And I figured I would come out and see for myself.
Well, let's just get down to brass tacks right here. We're a little new in town. Don't know who to trust, so we don't trust anybody. We're looking for high-tech medical services. We have things to trade for it.
Then you've come to the right man.
I'm shocked and amazed.
Let's go into town, and if you're looking for high-tech medical equipment, I'm assuming the need is immediate.
Yes.
You don't look quite like the merchantine type to me. And so why don't you follow me into town and we can sit down over a nice dinner and
I tell you what,
discuss this.
I kind of like, I want to explore the town, see what's there. How about we go to that big arch? By one of the legs. We just park by it, and that's where we'll go.
Well, of course, I'll still lead you that direction just to make sure that nobody misunderstands your
Sure.
right to be there. And
Who's in charge of the town?
the town, I suppose you could say it is something like a republic. There are many people that are represented by a smaller group of people who in turn...
The people who with the planes, not that you own, they can't bomb you because you're too important.
Yes.
There's multiple people. Gotcha.
It would be something like, you seem educated, it would be something like bombing a senator pre-Caesar.
Do you hear that?
Gotcha.
He said I seemed educated.
Yeah. Looks can be deceiving.
No. I'm the dumb one.
Yeah.
So, would there be multiple factions that have access to advanced medical technology?
There is more than one, yes.
That's fair. I don't mean to seem crass. You seem to be an honest dealer. And I don't mean dealer as you're some sort of merchant type.
You mean I'm a straight shoot?
Yes. We don't know who to trust. It's a dangerous world.
They came with planes. I came with a car.
You absolutely did. And I'm happy to do business with you. Just like to see what's on the menu.
Understandable. Perhaps I'll give you a few hours then, maybe until evening, and then we can, I'll do my best to find you and collect on that dinner.
Also, as a sign of trust, I need to ask you something. We just came from Chicago. I don't know how much you know about it up there, but we've rather got in trouble up there due to our misunderstanding of rules and how things work. Would you be so kind as to favor us and tell us maybe... Our dog needs medical attention stat.
You need emergency veterinary care.
We're willing to trade the fat one driving the truck.
No, maybe get
Are there rules
I don't want you to not be able to
or
breathe.
something? Is there anything we should know? Places we shouldn't go, things we shouldn't say.
Behave yourself in a civilized fashion. Don't break the laws or the sense of decency that I suppose you would find anywhere. Beyond that, obviously obey the local law enforcement and military. If you see anyone whose face is fully covered by a mask, best just to give them a wide berth. They are the most esteemed members of our society. To even offend, much less harm one, could bring a great deal of...
I look directly at Junior.
Sounds
Crystal,
fascinating.
Lear,
Yeah, sure.
don't talk to them.
Okay,
Don't touch them.
sure. No
Don't
problem.
do their hair.
Do they even show their hair? They're wearing masks.
We'll keep it tight.
Is it like a hood mask?
Is there any issue with us carrying our guns?
Not in most places. However, should someone make an issue of it, best to be deferential and polite. We get a lot of merchants, particularly along the riverfront, so you won't seem too out of place. Well, except for that, he motions at the truck. I certainly would not go pointing that thing at anything. Expect the response to be quick and devastating if you do. And I would stay away from the south side of the city.
Okay. Well, then we shall go to the foot of the arch and rest a bit, maybe talk to anyone who wishes to talk to us. And then we shall have dinner. And again, I I apologize for our rudeness, I guess.
Oh, you've not been rude in the least. The pleasure has been all mine. So, please, go, if you want to ride with me, Julius, then just remain seated. And we'll
It's a rare treasure to be able to ride in such a fine vehicle.
we'll get you across the river and to the arch in no time at all.
I grab, as he's getting in, and the guy, I grab you by the shoulder, and I'm like, he's serious, man. You are too fucking curious. Do not touch the guys with the shit on their face.
Okay, man. Shit. I got this, Gil.
This will be just like Chicago.
Well, I don't see any scabby dudes with that cut themselves up. This place,
It's a step up, I'll give you that.
I've got Gil's motorcycle helmet sitting on the dash, and I'm just throwing cards in it for my deck of cards, just waiting for this to be done.
I look at. Mind if I ride with him? Pointing at Junior.
Oh, you were asking Ethan?
Yeah.
I wasn't sure who you were asking. By all means, get in. It'll be a little cozy in back, but
I look at Gil. I'll watch him.
you might want to put your rifle in the trunk. It simply will be, uncomfortable.
I'll be fine.
Okay. Just please be careful with it. I'd hate to hit a bump and for an accident to occur.
Oh, there's no accidents.
We'd go all Pulp Fiction. Gil says this as one of the truck.
I kind of petting it. Melissa shoots what I tell her to shoot, and only what I tell her to shoot.
Gil throws over so sorry.
All right, so they get in the car. So it's actually full because it's got bench seats front and back, and it's full because you've got the driver, 2 guards, 2 of you, and Ethan. So it's full front and back. But you guys lead the the truck, or just lead the. Yeah,
well, I go back.
Okay, so you go back. All right. The car is on a 3-point in the middle of the road and is waiting for the truck.
As I'm walking back, I don't even look at you, and I just slam the windshield with my hand as I walk to the shotgun.
Hey, Gil! Throw another card in your helmet.
Yeah, that's a medical device now.
Oh, right, because the stuff Junior did.
Uh-huh.
I assume you want your seat back.
Yes.
What happened?
Well,
Throw another card.
they are...
Gil, I'm sorry to interrupt, but would you please put your helmet on, as radio communications will now be my only way of keeping...
I pick up the helmet, I dump the cards over my shoulder into the street.
Unfucking cool, Gil.
And then
I
put
would
it
have
on my
cleaned it up.
52 card pick
Junior, do you have any of your tablets out?
Yeah, I have one that I
Okay.
keep with me.
Uh,
I'll just keep it on.
Okay. It buzzes, and if you check it, it just says system ready.
Okay. All right. So, Mr. Winslow, as we're driving, I'll say, let me reach into one of my pockets and I pull out one of my hair treatment gels and hand it to him.
He is this actually from the space station?
Yes.
Okay. He takes it and he looks at it, turns it over his hand, and he
Homemade.
says,
I'm a Dapper Dan man. That's what I said.
he's like,
Astro Dan.
my goodness, the labeling. He opens it up and says he puts just the tiniest bit on his finger.
Dabble do you?
This is either amazingly well preserved or brand new. Where are you from?
Oh, that originally...
Scotty, kill.
It was Olympus?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll say originally from Olympus, but I've actually had to supplement some of.
I'm looking at him.
I've had to supplement some of them as they've ran out, but that's actually one of my originals.
From, he points up, Olympus?
Sure, yeah. Mhm.
Are you like slowly just like...
So, yeah, I left those two at the car. I'm sure that Junior's spilling his guts right now. I really should have shot him in the face, but I forgot.
Junior.
Mm-hmm.
Information is used for negotiation. If you give away the information for free, then we don't have anything to negotiate with.
Oh.
Tony would be slapping you in the back of the head right now.
We don't have that kind of time.
Well, and in fairness, I should probably tell you I don't deal in information. In fact, actually, the information he just gave me may very well have saved your life.
How so?
And I just give you a shit-eating grin.
I'm waiting for my apology.
Well, to demonstrate that we won't be using information to negotiate, what if I told you that there was no small bounty out for anyone who made it from Olympus and has not already been collected?
Great.
So, have people been collected here in St. Louis from Olympus?
Some have been collected, some have simply gone missing, and even I don't know where. But while you're in my protection, we can keep that from happening.
There are definitely people looking.
See how that works, Scotty?
God damn it.
So this isn't old, this is actually new.
Yes, sir.
I have spent so many years restoring this vehicle and keeping it restored, with old parts where possible, but new parts were not. Is he trying to get to China?
He's just digging into the carpet.
Like,
Not your problem anymore.
yeah, so for those at home, one of the dogs is under my chair, and like, I guess he's trying to make a bed for himself or something, so he's clawing at the carpet. Like, usually he does that like for a second or two and then stops, so he's just like is still going. Like, I'm waiting to look down and just see his butt sticking up out of the floor and like some Bugs Bunny thing. Anyway, so medical supplies bring you to St. Louis. And I don't know what you need precisely, but there's a chance at least we can get it for you.
I think what Poe needs more than supplies is a lab.
A lab and a portable dialysis, or at least a dialysis machine.
That's doable. A lab might be a little bit harder. Depends on, well, those things are going to come down to trade.
Sure.
And
We have something to trade.
knowing what's tradable, I can start putting out some feelers for you in advance, but it's going to be very hard to do without knowing what the offer is.
Sure. Well, we'll get to our destination, and then we'll discuss with our business manager of what exactly we have to trade. But just so you know, I mean, that's essentially what we're looking for is the lab space and then the dialysis machine.
Medical experts too.
Yeah, we do have. We have not only perhaps goods to trade, but also expertise.
I
in
see.
certain things. So.
No, we need the medical expertise. Nothing against you, but
We can discuss it more over dinner.
Sure.
I'll at least put out some feelers and see what kinds of things might be necessary. So how long have you been here on Earth?
6 months, 7 months, something like that.
So not terribly long.
Long enough to get acclimated to it. Although I understand this area's winters are really kind of wonky.
They can be harsh, which is why there are many matters of business that have to be settled fairly quickly. In fact, I fear within the next few weeks there's going to be if you'll excuse the unintentional pun, a flurry of activity as we get things wound down before the first heavy snowfalls. That will complicate a great many matters.
Any idea who put the bounty out?
Oh, I couldn't tell you who specifically did, but if you're from Olympus, then you know the current state of the Naval Air Station, and they're likely the only ones. Well, they or perhaps someone in competition with them might want you. Maybe for things you know, maybe for things you can do, maybe for things you have.
So people were picked up from from here or disappeared from here, did you talk to any of them?
Only briefly so and indirectly so. They preferred to keep to themselves. And I think once the first few started disappearing, the rest chose to disappear on their own. They've not been easy to track.
Makes sense.
Though, strangest thing, one of them did have a mark he left behind in several places carved into park benches and trees. If it wasn't for where he was from, I'd call him just a petty vandal. A heart followed by the letter N. We're still trying to determine what that means.
I can look at Junior. Just smile.
I look behind me. What? Huh?
Levin was here.
This town was a better place for it.
Show me your tattoo.
Do you really have a Levin tattoo?
We all have love in a tattoo.
You do not.
On the inside.
Of our butthole.
Only the gastroenterologist has seen it. But
Right on our heart.
And tasted it.
all right, back on the truck. The car is ready to go. So unless you guys stop it,
Yeah.
Tony follow.
Well, I'm like, Marlene, move.
I'm out of your chair. I get out of his chair. I'm like, yeah.
Oh, the level of education on this planet is amazing.
The level of prick from outer space is.
Prick from space.
Yeah.
Yep. Pricks from space.
Yeah.
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 Pricks from space.
Why do you keep repeating it?
Because it's amazing. It's such an amazing insult that I just cannot possibly contain how crushed I am on the inside.
And Pricks from Space was a passable movie when you were really bored.
I mean, when you're up at 3 a.m. and Lovin's crying, and
Yeah,
you
and they
just-
got nothing else to show. You watch Pricks in Space, and you're like, or maybe the person next to you's got it on, and you just hear it.
right,
And you
right.
sit up and you recite the lines.
You know how you can like see the flash on the wall?
Yeah.
And you just know what's happening.
and you just can't help but
You know.
recite the lines.
I'm cleaning up my cards.
I'm a prick. I'm a prick from space.
A prick from space.
I'm a
A
prick.
prick.
A prick from space.
A prick from space.
Oh my god, I love that movie. I didn't think I did until just now.
Down on earth with the folk to intermix. That's a pricks. Man, I tell you, I could do the whole show for you. In
Yeah.
fact, maybe I will. We got a little bit of time.
It's a prick.
Guys, please stop. Stop.
It's culture. It's our shared culture. It's from Earth, from the past.
I don't. Oh, Jesus Christ. I should
Marlene. He puts his hand on your shoulder, looks down on you. Has a real soft look in his eyes. Pick up your fucking cards and get in the van. Then he hops in.
Oh my God. I'm so going to vandalize your bike.
What was that? What?
I said I'm so going to vandalize your bike.
Who
Yeah.
can blame her?
I know, right?
Why don't we skip forward to the pattern number? All right, the sedan leads you guys along the Mississippi River and to the probably fifth iteration of the Eads Bridge and into St. Louis. When you cross over the Eads, you do notice that this bridge is very well guarded. And when I say guarded, I don't just mean like there's a few guards walking around. I mean like sandbag. There's a machine gun emplacement or two, probably like some light artillery.
Hey, Tony. Shit, Junior was right. We would have got cut in half if we would have drove in here. Don't tell him that.
Well, yeah, probably so. If that big gun there had hit us with the machine guns, I like to think that our armor would hold up. Or they'd see the flaming shark and they'd be like, oh shit, it's a flaming shark. And they'd clear out.
Mm-hmm.
They'd all dive in the river while we come through, flames and sharks going every which way.
Would you
It'd
dive
just
in
be
the-
nuts.
Would
Nuts.
you dive in a river if a flaming shark was after your ass?
Yeah, how many sharks are in rivers? None. So
Really? They have sharks in rivers?
I don't think they do.
I don't know about that.
I don't know. I talked to a lot of merchants, and none of them ever came up to me and said, hey, you got to pay me more for this liquor. Because shit, the shark's on the way up here. You wouldn't believe it. Now, They did tell me a lot of stories. Oh, the weather. Oh, my mom. Oh, look at my foot. I got gangrene. I got kids to feed. All kinds of bullshit. I didn't believe it even when I saw the kid with gangrene. Still assumed all made up. But none of them ever once came by and said, Tony, you got to hear about the river sharks. They mess up everything coming out of Ohio.
Yeah, that's true.
This phrase was never said.
Well, why would there be sharks in the oceans and the seas and the lakes, but not in the rivers?
Because a river can't contain them.
Because one of them is salt water and one of them is fresh water.
Hold on, you don't know that.
I know some things.
Well, why would the fish care if it's salt water or fresh water?
Some of them just do. I don't know why. They just do.
I think I can understand it. Like a plain pretzel, that is it. You don't even give that to your dog.
No, you don't. You really don't.
So if like I had to go around all day with water in my mouth, like that was my whole day, not just when I'm thirsty, I gotta think I'd probably pick the salty water.
Yeah. I can see that.
That's why you can't drink ocean water.
You two should know this. I'm really disappointed in both of you.
I admit I'm the stupid one. I got shit grades.
Marlene's like,
Why do you think I became a cop?
Points.
Well, let me also point out
That's a good point.
some of this is a bit embellished as we are the flaming sharks, and I have also never seen a shark in water and on fire at the same time.
I'm sure it could be arranged, though.
Now, I have seen sharks that were in water or on fire, but not
You have never seen a shark.
Well, okay. So I have. Wasn't there an episode of Little House where they went to the ocean and a shark attacked, and they said,
That was fucking.
"Oh, we need a bigger boat."
That was fucking Jaws.
No, he's talking about the revisal of Little House on the Prairie.
We need a bigger boat. Oh my god!
It was in the remake.
Every time that guy starts chumming the fucking water, you're like, "Oh, I'm Big Fat Tony. I'm not afraid of nothing but a fucking shark. I gotta go over here. I gotta cut some deals. Hey, Lovin, let's go over here." And Lovin's like, "Oh, but this shark part. Oh no." You've never
Okay.
seen a fucking shark.
No, I have not seen a shark.
You don't like sharks.
No, I do not like sharks, and that's why I do not feel unsafe driving over this river, because I have no fear that a gigantic shark is going to leap out of this river and eat us whole and go back into the other side.
That is a fair point. And at least they have the firepower to deal with that.
Maybe that's why it's here.
Maybe.
You guys cross over the bridge and hit some roads that are maintained. These roads are paved. Some of the pavement looks new. In a few places, it does. They have made a few kind of, we'll call them jury rig repairs where things go to gravel or something for a bit.
It's better than St. Louis today.
Yeah, it is. And none of them, they finally got the downtown economic revival they've been trying to get for decades. It all took with some nukes. But it's completely unlike the roads you've been driving on. This is not off-roading. This is on-roading. I mean, this is the smoothest ride you have had since you have been driving this thing.
God, and the tires make that cool hum. Yeah.
Okay, Junior, let's go through the notes.
Okay.
What do you say to the people in the mask?
You don't.
Right. Who do you tell that we're from Olympus?
Everybody.
Nobody.
Oh, nobody.
Nobody.
I look at Mr. Winslow and nod.
Because they want to kill us.
They want to kill us.
Right.
But Mr. Winslow here will make sure that that doesn't happen.
I can keep you safe for a while, yes.
As long as we keep
As long as
it
you
to ourselves.
Yes.
I got
Keep
it.
it to yourself.
I assure you, Mr. Winslow, I am not a moron as Scott is insinuating.
No, Junior's the smartest man I know.
Oh, I try to make my own judgments anyway.
There's a difference between intelligence and wisdom.
Wow.
You are the smartest man I know.
Ain't got no wisdom.
It is a fool's mistake to presuppose that anyone is an idiot.
Yeah, because they might surprise you. They might know that rivers are freshwater and oceans are saltwater.
I give you a lollipop.
Oh, thanks, Doc.
Some of your special lollipops?
I don't know. Do you pop it in your mouth?
If you actually give me a lollipop, I will consume it.
Damn.
Because it's sugary and sweet.
I would feel bad if I drugged you after all this shit.
How old is
Hold on,
that?
I give you the lollipop and I say, it's special. I give you a little wink.
I don't know what that means.
I put the lollipop in my mouth.
Time for surgery. The doctor said.
Don't get hurt.
That's how I feel loose.
What's all this purple coming out of here? All these springs and shit.
This
That's my guts!
It totally smells purple to me.
Why is the spleen talking? What's that spleen?
Just fill with popcorn. You gotta get this out.
I'm the body's blood reservoir.
Why do you have all the popcorn in you, spleen? Why is it so good?
That's my buddy's stomach. I'm over here. I'm spleen.
How do you follow that up?
And then the truck hits a light pole, and the three of them just chase the dragon for the next 3 hours.
Chasing the dragon is opium. Not that I'm a drug expert.
Fair.
I mean,
You did say special law.
Yeah.
All right.
You don't have to be
LSD.
an expert. You're just more informed than the rest of us at the table on the subject.
I liked it.
If you really,
intelligence,
if you really want to eat
wisdom.
one, it's LSD.
What?
Yeah, I got LSD lollipops.
What?
Yeah,
Wait, you realize this is going live.
I've never done LSD.
that's okay.
Okay. So, all right.
I've never done LSD in the real world. We're talking about me having lollipops.
Oh, I thought you were making a confession. I'm like, dude, you realize we are releasing this.
Dr. Poe has had LSD.
I got some LSD lollipops if you want some.
Marlene has never done LSD in the game world.
You really think I brought like LSD lollipops?
I didn't fucking know. Look, all I can tell you is I know somebody who does sell lollipops with various drugs in them. I have never bought one or used one. That is the honest truth.
Yeah.
But that's why because I was trying to find something in my prior notes while you were carrying on about this. I'm like, dude, like you may not want to be set. We don't edit these. Admitting your drugs possession.
No, in game. If you would like an LSD lollipop,
Okay.
in game.
That's not in-game wink. Really in-game.
Okay, I don't think actually it ever came up. I was actually trying to find out what the color scheme was for Ethan Winslow's house, and I actually don't think it ever came up. So
Yeah, because we only met him in the bar.
I believe color was blue or something. Overseers are black and yellow.
black and white.
Okay, yellow.
No, because it's half black, half white. And then House Denim, which was where Golden Crescent was from, they had kind of a tannish color.
I
But
stopped going blue with them.
But you know what? Actually, I think you're right. I think color was blue, and I think
It's on Lee's character sheet.
Ethan Winslow's color, I think actually was green. One was green, one was blue. We'll just run with it. It's in my notes somewhere, but I don't want to spend what little time we got left here digging through for colors that don't matter all that much. So, all right. So
the game where we rolled for blood type.
So you guys.
That shit was actually important.
We really needed that though.
Because I was in the game where you guys first went to Defiance.
I'm treating Tony now like a living blood bag.
All right,
Hey, why don't you eat some more, Tony?
you guys.
So much blood in there, and I smack him.
You guys pull up on the arch grounds. And when you pull up on the arch grounds, you notice that most of what the arch grounds is taken up by is trade caravans and boat traffic. The place is very crowded. You don't know how normal this is.
I go in back and rustle around.
But it looks actually quite somewhat overcrowded. And there is, outside of market stalls that people have kind of put together or are doing impromptu, there is a lone structure that simply has a sign hanging out that says Old Man Mortimer's that sits on the or near the arch grounds.
I go in back, start rustling around as Tony pulling up park. I'm like, hey, Tony, come here.
Hey, what's up?
He takes a bin a box out of one of the bins, and he drops it with a thunk right in front of Tony.
He opens it up.
It's all of his money.
Well, why don't you look at that? I'm going to go buy us the best shit, and I don't even know what that is because I don't know what they sell here. But I'm going to buy it.
And then you're going to sell it, and then you're going to buy more, and you're going to sell that.
I think this is the type of place that we could do some serious business. And I mean serious business, forget about it.
Forgotten.
Forgotten.
No, that's the one you remember.
Oh.
All right.
I'm at the feet of the master. I can only learn day by day.
Well, I'm going to go look around and see what's what.
You got a gun?
Of course I got a gun. You don't do business without a gun. What do you think? Business is about money? No.
He sees that pulled his pants down.
We'll be here. We'll watch the truck.
All right, he hops out of the van and starts
Hey,
mingling.
Tony, get one of those tablet things.
Nope.
Talk to Junior's girlfriend in case something happens.
He leans over and grabs one from, because I mean, you guys have collected quite a few
We had
of them.
like 30.
Yeah, you guys have collected quite a few of them by this point, so he grabs one of them and stashes it in his coat.
What?
Nothing. I'm going to start searching the truck high and low. Very methodically.
Give me a 2d6. This is just flat luck.
What are you
Higher
looking
is
for?
better.
Just looking.
There's no more money.
Not. Nah.
How did-
Suck balls. 5.
Well, I see why
No.
you never found that stash. What are you looking for?
I'm looking for teriyaki chickens
Why?
because
Dot.
because Tony wants teriyaki chicken, and I thought I would look again for him. He said he looked everywhere and he couldn't find any, so I told him I'd look.
I just gave him 20 times the value of a teriyaki chicken. He could buy a chicken coop.
Okay, but is it the prepackaged, ready to eat teriyaki chicken that he's so fond
No,
of?
it's the one full of disease that'll kill us 1 in 10 chances.
He wants that teriyaki chicken. I told him I'd look. I'm looking.
For free. It's you. And it's Tony. What's the deal?
If I find him the teriyaki chicken, he's going to teach me how to drive. What's so funny about that?
Nothing.
If you say it's because I'm abroad, I swear to
No.
God, I'll kick you so hard in the balls.
No, I don't have a Goodfellas fetish, so no.
You really want to learn how to drive?
Yeah. You kidding? This thing's amazing. Wouldn't you want to drive it?
I go rustle into like some food I have hidden away from me. Here, and I throw him a teriyaki chicken.
Are you serious, Doc?
Yeah, you can have it. You crash this fucking thing, and I'm going to kill you.
He's not.
He's just like, yeah.
All right. So
As a risk, I'm willing to take.
I stuffed the teriyaki chicken in my coat, and I'm going to go find Tony.
Hey, Marlene.
Yeah.
He's a businessman, and he wants that more than anything else.
You could probably get a little more than just some lessons.
Yep.
Here's the thing.
Not that. God, that's disgusting, Marlene.
We don't know where that finger's been.
This is Italian sausage.
We don't know where the fist has been, and he doesn't want the hand, and he's back to the finger. So now it's this.
So, ow! Ow, right in the nipple. Ah.
Are you weaponizing my cat now?
God damn.
Get a pet, they said. Pets are great, they said.
Yeah, when you don't weaponize them.
Obviously.
I think my moon is bleeding. So
You were going through what she was holding
Tony-
up, so
Tony and I had a deal. I don't think that it would be wise of me to try to renegotiate the terms of that deal.
Yeah, that's fair.
But
He's a sucker. We'll have to remember that.
I do think
He probably respected, to be honest.
I do think it unwise though to go chasing into that mess, that sea of people, by myself. So I'll wait for Tony to come back. Doctor, I owe you one. Thank you.
All right, so what are you guys doing?
So I
I'm
guess-
just trying to drive Marlene insane while I wait for these two.
and I'll come back to. I guess I'll go back to the van once we, Mr. Winslow drops us off. Mr. Winslow, it's been a pleasure.
And you, I look forward to seeing you in a few hours for dinner.
Is there any place you would recommend us maybe see? Maybe initially?
If you want an honest recommendation, I'm not sure now is a good time to be wandering about.
Why is that?
Well, there are quite a few, shall we say, some misunderstandings around town at the moment.
I'm sorry, what?
There is a minor uprising on the south side of town that is being dealt with, and
Holy shit! That guy has a fucking skull on his face.
oh, I thought you were.
I thought you were absolutely serious. I was like, wait, what? I was half expecting some gigantic spider or
There's the,
something.
yeah.
Yeah,
Who
the way-
has the LSD?
It's called
lollipop
acting,
now?
guys.
You been in my LSD, suckers?
Gil,
Everybody's getting in
remember,
my fucking drugs.
we don't talk to or talk about the people with the mask. And how did you people survive with... You just told them everything!
Exactly.
How did you people survive so long?
Did I not tell you?
Oh, you did.
Yeah.
He said you were right. It was a good plan.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And everyone's cool and legit with the guy walking down the street with
You're not
skull
supposed to.
and-
Remember, you're not supposed to look at them.
You're right. You're right.
We
You're
saw...
right. Yeah, I'm sorry. You're right.
We're not
Right.
supposed to look at him, and we saw worse in Chicago.
Okay.
You're
who are
kind
these-
of right.
Who are these guys with masks?
There's some sort of ruling class.
Yeah, I actually I think that Scotty's right that, you know, yeah,
Gil
that's-
is looking at everything but that. It's very obvious he's trying not to look at this.
that is that, and I point at him.
Oh, fuck.
That's disturbing, but it's not as disturbing as the people who tried to pry open this fucking truck. Or the super
Maybe.
pain worshipping scar guys who implanted bombs in their shoulders.
Okay, I got
Those
it.
guys actually freaked me out.
I got it. I know why this. I get violence. That guy's just walking down the.
And nobody's reacting to it.
Because it's theater. It's
Yeah.
okay. So stage magicians used to do this thing, right? Where they would have an assistant, right? And the assistant would be this stunningly beautiful woman, you know, very buxom and
Calm down, Tiger.
wearing almost nothing.
I've just realized that my calling is to be Marlene's assistant. I'm not quite buxom, but I'm devastatingly
That can be
handsome.
changed.
So we would do a whole sort of slapstick pantomime if you were going to be my assistant. The point is that
You
it
already
is-
have a plan.
it's what's the word my grandpa used to use? A facade. It's just a face. It's a mask. It's just a presentation. It's just a thing to basically put you off your game, right? So the beautiful assistant was basically you're thinking about how you want to fuck her, and you're not paying attention to the fact that the magician's doing the thing right in front of you, right on stage, because you're thinking about getting your wick wet.
So the guy, what's the guy's name? Ethan, Mr. Ethan,
Ethan Winslow, yeah.
Mr. Winslow. So is that correct? That's just like a plastic skull, right? Just like a Halloween mask.
No.
I didn't say that.
It was taken from someone who was already dead. The person was not killed for their skull.
That's good.
So what's the deal with the masks?
It's complicated. It's something we should probably discuss over supper. All you need to know between now and then is just don't bother them.
The other thing to know is, and I don't think I have to tell anyone else this, don't tell anyone where we're from, because there's a bounty.
Gil leans back with his good arm and goes boom and punches Junior on the
Like
shoulder.
from Dixon?
And Junior falls down.
Where are we from, Junior?
No,
Where we from,
we're
Junior?
from-
Dixon.
Just say Earth.
Yes, we're from Dixon.
Dixon. Yeah.
I don't know, Gil. Where are we from?
Wait, hold on a second.
It's your second favorite thing, dicks,
In
and then add son.
your butt.
Dixon's son.
Dixon.
Dixon.
Yes,
No,
that's
I know.
fine. You just say that.
Okay.
Dixon. Gotcha.
We're from Dixon. That's where we got this truck.
Yeah, people are going to know we're not from Dixon because Dixon.
That's where we got this truck.
I'm down.
Some dude in a white hat gave it to us.
That works.
The rest, some of them were here and they disappeared. Levin was here. He left his mark.
We should probably
That one.
Nice.
This one?
we should probably hide the truck.
Are we in the city?
It's
right
too late. We've been seeing
Yeah, you are on the riverfront. You are drawing, like, especially because there are a lot of people sitting around board. You're starting to get this. If anyone's paying any attention at all, it looks like traffic may actually be stopped here. Like, these people don't appear to just be in a state.
Yeah,
like
we found the truck. It fell off the back of a bigger truck.
and there are a lot of people. There are no small number of people that have now seen this truck.
It's the child of a larger trip.
You know, I got an idea. I gave Gil his money. So,
You mean
sorry.
Tony?
I gave Tony his money.
I didn't
What?
give him my half.
Why doesn't someone go and bring him back here and we'll, like, set up shop? I mean, shit, they're all already gathered around. That's our cover. We're traveling merchants. We're here to make deals. We got a big truck that fell off another truck in Dixon.
I'm not going into that whole thing alone.
I'll get Tony.
Okay.
I go over to find Tony.
He's wandering about. He's over by some merchants and comes see back. He's like, I tell you, these people, they sell some of the stupidest shit. You're right next to a river. Did you know I found somebody selling fucking water?
Who would pay for water?
I don't know, but apparently people do. They were charging a surprising amount for water right next to the damn river.
I don't know.
It would take a total moron to buy that.
I'm sipping the water I bought.
All right. How about you come back to the truck and we set up like we're merchants?
What do we sell? That's kind of an important part of the look is
We got stuff. You got a box of stuff.
I got some stuff.
We got some supplies still.
I can sell drugs.
Box of booze.
Oh, wait a minute. Perhaps we do not sell things. We sell services. Huh?
That's where he was going.
We have people that can do mechanical work. We have people that are a doctor.
I think the key is if they're going to have attention on the truck anyway, let's make it look like that's why we have the truck, because that we're selling stuff. We're doing stuff.
All right. Well, first we just have to figure out what it is we're selling. Apparently, we can just sell water, and it will work. Perhaps I will go pick up some sticks or a rock, and we will sell those too.
An air.
I will allow people to walk upon this grass.
Hey, these people down here will buy anything, man. We could charge them to watch TV.
Now you're thinking, see, this is what I'm saying. We sell a service.
Yeah. Pipe it through the truck. We've already piped it through the truck, or pipe it through the tablets.
All right. See, now we're working.
All right.
All right. So apart from trying to run a scam, what are you guys doing?
Trying to drive Marlene slowly.
So when they come back, we have a conversation about this whole setting up shop thing. I'd want to do a 3-card Monty.
So you actually are trying to legitimately.
I was
going to
suggest you do a
scam.
3-card bounce.
Yeah, I just want to.
Or you can do a magic show.
I'm not very charismatic.
That's what you get hit for.
Oh,
I'm your hype man. Hype, hype, hype.
All right, brother. Here's what we're going to do.
all right. Let's give that a shot.
Dan Gill is playing the bodyguard.
Okay. So the general role for the crowd, we'll give them, let's just say, an average intellect 6. So 6 and 9 is what, 15? All right. So 3d6 best 2 plus. Since you're doing a Monty, I will actually let you use. What, agility is your best? I'll
Agility
actually
is
let
my
you do
best.
agility on that one because you're. I'm assuming you're cheating. So
Oh, fuck, yeah.
okay.
While they're making a big scene of this, I'm scanning the crowd. I'm looking for someone who's not watching the show but is watching us.
Do you have like sleight of hand or anything like that?
I have competence rogue magic, which basically is all my ledger main card tricks, knife throwing. Yeah, it's pretty broad.
Still. So
Wow.
11,
20.
So a total of 20 against a total of 15. All right, roll 5d6.
St. Louis really is the land of opportunity.
Not great. 13.
Okay. You add on to your character sheet, you now have 13 St. Louis silvers. So you actually have 13 St. Louis bits of. This is now unlike what you've seen before. And you might have seen a few of these in the money that Tony had.
Gotcha.
But these are actual marked currency. So, that was such a fucking terrible roll. Re-roll that. That was like I can't plausibly line that up with.
This is where
Wayne, it can't get any worse. Maybe it's like backwards magic. All right,
much
so
better.
there we go.
56,
So 10, all right, 19 is a little bit better. So I changed 13 to a 19. All right, so you actually have 19 St. Louis silvers.
All right.
That's a lot of ones.
I'm powerful. All right, and then I just played up. Oh, thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Better luck next time. Da 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 da. You know, that sort of like the fuck you to the crowd. I took your money, fuckers.
So I downright assume we're being spied on. I'm
Okay.
trying to pick out who's doing.
Wayne, I'll keep that under your sniper thing. 'Cause watching for another sniper is kind of a thing. So that plus perception,
8 plus 7, so 15.
15. Okay. The answer is yes. There are 3 individuals watching you from along the riverfront. They have what they have behind them is nothing more than a very large canoe, but it's a canoe. So when I say canoe, don't think like 8 foot. I'm talking like a 20-foot
Okay.
thing here. But there are 3 individuals kind of near one of those that's been pulled up ashore that has some supplies bundled in it that have been watching you guys since you've gotten here.
Okay. Nothing particularly identifying about him?
No, younger looking guy, kind of running an age gamut. So they're all male. One sort of a younger looking guy, dark hair, a bit greasy, unshaven. One's kind of cuts the difference. 30s, maybe 40s, hard to tell because he's fairly road worn, kind of a mid-shade brown hair. And then there's an older guy, kind of barrel-chested dude, thick beard, mustache, kind of a big bear of a guy with white hair.
Hey, Poe. Down there. 3 guys watching us.
Do I even notice him, even though he's pointing them out?
I mean, you give me a perception check. I mean, you'd have to really, really amazingly botch this not to.
watching how? Everybody's watching us.
14. Yeah, that's
Oh, yeah.
They're watching the show. These guys are watching us. A different watch.
Marlene finish up her magic trick. Hey, Marlene,
Yeah.
do me a favor.
Oh, wait. No.
Walk to the other foot of the arch. Walk around it once, and then walk back. Please.
Wait.
There's a
I'm
reason.
sorry, what?
There's a reason for it.
We're being watched. I want to see.
No. The part before we're being watched.
Please.
That sounds sweet. Straighten up my jacket, kind of my lapel, my I don't have lapels, but just kind of, and then I'd go for the walk.
Okay, you go for the walk.
I throw a little swagger into it.
Okay, as you walk around the legs of the
There's a
arch,
showwoman.
you notice that so there are stairs leading down to the.
Scotty is watching the guys. I'm actually not watching the guys. I'm kind of keeping a sideways eye on her to make sure she's okay.
Okay, so she goes wandering off. when you get to the stairs that lead down to what is current day the Westward Expansion Museum, you notice that there is no small number of guards in black and white uniforms, well armed, at least middlingly armored, that are not letting anyone near the stairs. You're not sure if this is a normal level of guard for it, and there is an individual who is dressed in a ground-dragging black robe with a white stole over his shoulders, and he has like a black, like there's a cowl pulled up with a skull over it where his face would be. And he's kind of looks at you a little bit and looks at the truck, but then otherwise just keeps sort of quietly watching everything going on.
All right. I'll make mental note of that, and I'll just kind of walk past to the other foot of the structure.
You get the people stop paying attention to you a little bit because as you're doing this walkabout, the two planes that kind of buzzed your truck earlier, they come back over the town and fly off to the south. And a couple of minutes later, you hear some booms in the distance.
Wow.
They did say not to go south.
Up in their own city.
That's a big city. It's kind of shitty.
They said it was some sort of an uprising. I don't know.
An uprising?
That's what he said.
Is it a civil war going on?
Well, yeah, I mean, that's what an uprising means.
Duh.
Right?
Well, of course. Don't you read the papers?
All right, we're going to need to wrap up here in a minute. So let's stopping point sort of action. So what do you guys? So all right, Marley.
I assume I return.
Yes, you return. You've done your walkabout. All right.
So did they continue watching the truck, or did they watch her? That was the whole point in sending her away, is to see.
They seem far more interested in the truck and who stays with it.
That's what I figured.
So, in between those two spans, there's a structure of some kind underground. There's a staircase that leads down to it. There's all these guys wearing white and black, armed, various types of weapons, armor, but they're all uniform, right? And there was a guy with this long robe and some white sash thing over his shoulder. And a skull mask. He seemed like the guy you saw earlier, but he seemed more officious. He seemed more
in charge,
maybe, or at least higher rank.
So extra don't talk to him.
Yeah.
But and he looked at me for a minute, then he looked back at the truck, and that was that.
So I'm like, crack my knuckles. So Gil, you care to go talk to the gentleman by the river?
Oh, Jesus. Oh, he like starts flexing his arm. Oh, god damn, this is gonna hurt them a whole lot.
All right, we go marching down to him.
Okay, you walk right up to them. They kind of straighten up a bit as you get close, but otherwise they don't like take off or anything. They kind of watch you as come. So they take slightly better posture or whatever. But
gentlemen, can we help you?
The middle-aged one, by which I mean the one whose age is in the middle. So the brown-haired one, he walks up to you and kind of looks you over and says, actually, I was hoping you could.
With what?
Well, my friend here was wondering if you were available for retainer work.
Look over at Gil. I don't think we're ready to sign on just yet. We just rolled into town. We do want to know our options, though.
Yeah. Who are all the players?
We'll be here waiting for you if you decide that you are interested.
Fair.
The older man steps forward and says, it's going to be quite a bit different than the bullshit you get out of most of these people. Because I'm not trying to bullshit you. Everybody here is running some kind of a game.
Yeah.
spits on the ground.
We just want to know what the right game to play is.
Well, I can only tell you that I'm going to offer you straight work. I don't know if that's right for you or not, so that's right for you. That's up to you.
It's not right for Junior.
But what? But your truck there looks pretty well prepared. Looks like you guys can handle yourselves.
We can.
Little project I'm working on, and was hoping maybe you'd be interested in getting involved. See, I got some friends, some really, really good people that I'd like to help out, and they could use some protection.
Well, like my friend here says, we just landed into town. Need to rest up.
Don't take too long.
We won't.
Because, well, not just because I'm in a hurry, but you take too long in this place, it's going to stick you up like you don't even imagine.
We'll keep that in mind. As Gil turns to start walking away, he turns around and says, oh, by the way, you ever hear of a guy named the Rat?
He actually turns kind of a little bit pale at that. Says, why the fuck would you want to find the Rat Man?
Who knows? And he turns around and starts walking back to the truck.
Stay away from him if you know what's good for you. He calls that out after you.
Gil stops, holds his arms out, goes, as he holds his right one up. You threatening me?
No, I'm not threatening you. I'm warning you, and I don't mean because I'm going to do you any harm. I mean, you get in with him. He's going to stick you up in a way this city can't even begin to dream of sticking you up. I'm telling you to stay away from him the same reason I would tell you to stay away from a smallpox blanket.
We're just looking to get paid.
Oh,
We're just honest businessmen.
then you find him. That's all you want is a payment. You find him. He'll get you a payment.
What are you offering? A lifestyle? A religion?
A payment. It's less money. But it's also going to cost you a lot less to earn.
It's fair. That's fair.
Come back to me when you realize I'm right.
We'll see you around. What's your name?
Popeye Reeve. My friends always just called me Pops.
My name's Gil.
That's where we'll win this game.
Boom, boom, boom.
What, you didn't know?
Oh, I'd been out of character, I knew, but
Did you know he's actually popped up several points? He's a pun. Several points in the game already. Not in the current campaign and even the original campaign. He was actually following you guys.
wow.
That was it wasn't one of the objectives of mine to keep him alive.
Nope.
That was one that I made for myself.
But he did survive.
Yep.
And
I even lined out the plan and all the note cards I passed
he
to
actually
Dan of how it
botched
would
the
survive.
plan. But
Yeah.
this plan is supposed to be following. But, he appeared, was never named, but he was there at multiple points. If you guys had ever pushed a little harder to see who some of the individuals in the background were or whatnot, he actually had been following you guys for a good chunk of the original campaign.
So to clarify, this isn't a prequel.
No.
Okay. So he's always been alive.
Yes.
Yes.
He never died.
Yep. He faked his death.
Well, son of a bitch. You guys got any Garbaggio?
Quick post-game commentary, because I know we need to get Brandon and Eric out of here.
Loved it. Great game.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Good.
Yeah, it was really
good game.
It was a lot of fun, a lot of good character moments, a lot of good, heartfelt, passionate role playing, which was great.
Yeah.
I'm really sad that it has to end early.
Yeah. What? It's all right though. So for
Are we playing
next week,
then?
next
Okay,
week. So we were doing 2 Thursdays in a row, then going back to every other Thursday. This was a makeup for missing the last
Gotcha.
Thursday.
So, as far as what the listeners know, how is the release going to be?
The release will be 2 Mondays in a row, then back to every other week. So it'll be. It should be, like I said, one Monday, then the immediate, which will be this game. Another Monday, the next Monday will be the next game, and then back to every other week. So
All right, cool. Good game, Dan. Yeah.
All right. I need to cut this one off. There's no real game to reveal this time, and we'll have to end the post game there because
All we had was real feels.
Brandon's got a long drive, or a long ride tomorrow, or you've got to get him home early. So you guys have a good one, and we will catch you on the next game.